sparkling, golden, pure, refreshing.
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on!
Chilled now, and Ingrid serves it in the traditional manner, from a pitcher with a garland of greenery. Mmm.
These guys find the kind of relaxation and release they need in a cold glass of beer. For them, only beer does it.
Grandpa's telling tales of yore. Bruce Q talks about comics more. Norm's got jokes that we adore. Hawk's our mascot, hear it roar. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawk's loud score praising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. Men drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, hot circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. In each sip, there's a twist.
Howdy, 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 everyone, and welcome to another Cozy AF with 3BeerMen. This is Bruce Q. Wayne, and I'm talking to you guys from San Isidro, Peru, where I'm hanging out with my girlfriend and her family. And actually, some of them are getting ready to leave right now, so I want to go say goodbye to them. So I'm going to throw it to you, Norm, and let you finish up, and I'm going to just sit here and listen for a minute while I say goodbye to my soon-to-be stepdaughter, all right?
All right. So, as you can see, there's more of us than usual tonight because we have a special guest. So, since we're here, why don't we have? Should we do what are we drinking first, or should we have our special guest introduce himself?
Well, let's do both. Let's have our special guest introduce herself and tell us what she is drinking tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laurie Calcaterra, the Zombie Ween Queen. I write a comic book series called Path of the Pale Rider. It's a Western apocalypse series. We're on Kickstarter right now doing our thing. We also make hot sauce and all sorts of crazy stuff. And tonight I am drinking, it's an Oktoberfest by a local brewery called the Manhattan Project in Dallas. And I love going there. They have a scratch kitchen. I'm a foodie too. You know what I mean? So if you can get good beer and great food with it, then we just sit there at the bar all night and hang out and make friends with everybody that we sit next to. So this is Oktoberfest in my Path of the Pale Rider koozie.
Excellent. It's probably a
Delicious.
good thing we didn't know each other when I still owned my brewery and brew pub, because
Right?
good beer and good food was pretty much all we did, and Oktoberfest was a specialty of ours. In
Oh
fact,
man.
on a show coming up very soon, I'll be having the Märzen again, which is the March release of the Oktoberfest. It's the Oktoberfest that was put away to lager in October and
Gotcha.
is brought out in March for the spring festival. So that's the Märzen. Nice.
And we also need to build some teleportation device so I can just teleport my way there. How about that? Then we can come hang out, eat good food. I'll make hot sauce. We'll drink beer. It'll be a good time.
Well, you're talking to the right guy. If anybody can build a time machine, it's going to be Cosmic Grandpa.
Teleport.
Time machine.
well,
I don't want to die. I want to go in time. I want to just move. I want to go wherever the beer is. Just
those
teleport
can
me
get-
in
there.
space, yes.
Right.
Yeah, those can get kind of tricky. You might want to watch the movie The Fly before you even think about entering one of those.
I've seen that movie and it looks disgusting. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
pass. But
Yeah. That's not a technology I think is quite ready for human beings.
well, that and of course the planet is moving
Yeah,
all the time. So it's like if you're going through time, you also have to go through space, or you're just going to end up in outer space.
they're all
Oh
one and
wait,
same.
they've already tried this teleportation stuff. What was the name of that program they did where they transported a ship from?
That was the Montauk project.
No, that was a Philadelphia project he's talking about. The Montauk project was in New York, where they actually
It was
went
the
into a
same
different-
project.
Well, it's the same continuation of the same project, but
There you
but
go.
we're getting into the weeds here, and I really want to say what I'm.
How about the
drinking, so I-
conspiracy theories was on Chris's show?
Yeah.
We have a wheel to spin on this one too, Bruce, or no?
No wheel to spin on this show. That's
Darn.
only on Creative Chaos.
That's okay. I
We talk
Okay.
conspiracy sometimes, but we're really not a political show. And
We brought beer
conspiracy
and
theory
knives.
show.
I'm
Yeah,
happy.
just
It's
we're
all
going to talk about
you
knives
missed-
tonight.
to mention
Yes.
the teleportation thing, because I did write a story about that once, and
Ooh,
I
Norm, you
wanna-
write comics?
I don't have time, but I do want to talk to you about that because you brought up the exact topic of my comic, and it falls in with
Really?
Pale Rider too, which
Shut
is
up.
really, really weird that you brought that up. But
Called
teleportation-
plagiarism.
No, well,
Save it.
I
Guys,
haven't
let's
published
save that.
anything. Yeah, we
Save
have a
that.
limited.
Let's
Yeah,
finish our beers because
Yep.
Hawk's got to go, Cosmic's got to go, and I got to go.
yeah, and so do I. so
Okay, so go ahead.
all right. Mine is another one from Pizza Port. Pizza Port is a chain of pizza brew pubs that are along the West Coast in Southern California here. The first one was in Carlsbad, and they bought a facility so they can distribute their beer to more places, so I can get it regionally here outside the brew pub. And this one's called Winter Cabin. So it's I haven't had this as an IPA. I'm really coming back to getting these beers again because I used to get them all the time and I stopped for a while. But now I've forgotten how good they are. So I haven't had this particular one by them yet. But we'll try and find the ABV. 7% alcohol per volume. I'm drinking it out of my Shaun of the Dead pint
Yes.
glass. Dying for a pint.
Norm, I think you and I just became best friends. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm drinking it out of the Shaun of the Dead. Dying for a pint glass. It's from the Winchester, if you remember the movie. That's the pub they held
Yes.
that glass. So, it smells really good. It's just a really well-balanced IPA. It's not too like a lot of IPAs have a lot of really potent aftertaste. This one doesn't. So if you can find it in your area and you like IPAs, I would definitely pick it up. So,
Well, Laura,
that's
you're
what I'm
from
drinking.
Texas, right? You're in.
Yeah. Well, I'm
what-
currently in Texas. We didn't move to Texas until 2019. We're originally from Michigan, and then my husband and I actually lived in California for about 3 years, somewhere in the middle there, like 2006 to 2000, like the end of 2008. We were in California.
What part of California?
We were in like Laguna Niguel, Laguna Beach area.
Oh, okay, yeah. The pizza
Mhm.
port would have been in that area. So that was
Yeah.
in Orange County. It's just south of Carlsbad. It's just south of that
Yes.
area.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I was gonna ask you where you are. Where are you? Are you
I'm in Burbank.
You're in Burbank. Okay. Yeah. We
Yeah,
used to drink
beautiful
all the time.
downtown Burbank. Yeah.
My husband worked in
He's
Irving,
in-
so
He worked where?
Irving.
Oh, Irvine. Yeah.
Irvine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Irving is here in Texas. Irvine, Irvine, like Lake
Okay.
Forest and that area.
Okay.
We were only there for 3 years, so
Yeah,
I didn't really
all
learn
right.
too much about the area.
All right.
So
Well, let's throw it over to Hawk and let's hear what he's drinking tonight.
I'm drinking Jack and Coke. But I do have news of a Skagway Brewing Company new to Alaska. I didn't know till today. So
Interesting. All right.
Very good. Very good.
We will keep
All right.
an eye out when you get.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try and keep quiet. I'm still getting a bad echo on my end. I can hardly talk, but I will just sit over here on my perch, squawk.
No, you're coming through loud and clear on our end. It's just, I guess, the reverb on your side for some reason.
Yeah.
You may have another microphone open somewhere in your.
I have looked. I've done everything. I got a new headset on order, so this will be solved next week. Squawk.
Okay, very good. All right, Cosmic, let's throw it over to you, and then I'll finalize, and we'll get into it with Laurie.
All right. Well, I am having a beer that I did have once on the show before, but I was looking for an appropriate pale ale, and I didn't. I mean, they did have the Sierra Nevada, but I wanted to have something a little different. So I am having Sweetwater 420 Extra Pale Ale, and of course you can't see it thanks
It's
to
so
the
pale, it's transparent.
yeah, it's that pale.
Yeah.
So that is what the label actually looks like. And I always enjoy this one because the description says, our most popular brew, a tasty West Coast extra pale ale accentuated with stimulating hop character, first conceived in our bat cave on 420.
Hence,
We've got the
I
Bruce
like
crossover
that.
there with the bat cave.
I
And
like
of course,
that.
this is an extra pale ale, which is actually my favorite style. When I first got the Penn Brewery in 2009, all we brewed then was traditional German lagers. Lager beers, Hefeweizens, Dunkels, things like that. And I wanted a pale ale in the style of Sierra Nevada. So I actually got our brewers to put together for me a pale ale, which we brewed and sold for a couple of years under the name Allegheny Pale Ale. So that was our Penn Brewery Pale Ale offering, and it was popular for a while. But once the IPAs kicked in, the pale ales kind of went out of style. It was hard to sell a pale ale when everybody was all hyped up about the IPAs all of a sudden. So I think we brewed that one from 2010 to 12 or 13. But then I was forced to go back to other brands for pale ale.
All right.
So that's what I'm having.
And I'm drinking a Chilean brewed beer called Kaufmann's. Not familiar with this, haven't had it yet. They don't do stouts too much here in Peru. They don't really know what dark beers are except for brown ales, which I really didn't go out of my way to really find it because I was a little sick when we first got here. Like the first 5 days I spent literally just in bed or in the bathroom. Food poisoning
Bruce.
sucks.
I don't know if you saw the description that we put up for tonight's show. It said, join us as we welcome special guest Laurie Calcaterra. Plus, Bruce checks in from Peru and introduces us to Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah.
My favorite was the picture of Batman riding an alpaca. That was awesome.
Yeah, Kaz is very good with the AI. I just wish I could be as, a little bit like if I only had one bit of the talent he had in his pinky, I'd be okay with that.
That was AI. In all fairness,
yeah, of course,
that was me typing.
AI.
That was me using my pinkies to ask AI draw Batman on an alpaca.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this is going to be. This is going to be an interesting one. It looks like a pail. It looks like champagne.
Yeah, it does.
It actually looks like champagne.
That
It's
might
really
be.
very light.
Is that a height?
That might be because they might have used champagne yeast in the fermentation. If you get that characteristic, you get like a effervescent kind of
Yes, it's
mouthfeel
bubbly.
with
It's
a bubble, like a
definitely-
champagne bubble.
Yes, it's definitely a champagne bubble.
That's a certain type of yeast. And Belgium.
Cosmic, I don't know if
Ale-
this one up.
Cosmic, do you know what kind of yeast that is when they to get that characteristic from the beer?
Well, there's really only a
Yeah.
couple of different varieties of yeast. But we do know that the original ale yeasts, we believe, originated in Central America and made their way over to the caves in Germany, and became the what they brewed with over there. But were originally from South America.
Biche de Malz y Cerebe. Ingredients: agua, maize. Oh, it's corn. It's Malta.
Corn yeast.
So it's got corn.
I would have
corn
guessed that most
They use
beers
corn
down
yeast.
there were brewed with corn.
Yeah,
I would have guessed that.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon with high like beers that produce mass production. They use it as a
Yeah,
filler.
so Kaufman's is originally a Chilean brewing company, but have a branch here in Peru because it's got a Peruvian distribution center as well, but also brewing company. So
Did Andy Kaufman have anything to do with it? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry, who? Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
Maybe Andy Kaufman's family. I don't know. But
I don't know.
think it's two ends on. I don't think it's two ends on Andy Kaufman.
It sounds like a joke he would have done. He had a very weird.
That looks very, very yellow.
It's very yellow. It's very pale. It's hold on a second. Let's see if I can do this. Give me a second.
Meets the pale category, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Almost like water when you hold light behind it.
Yeah.
It's very light. It's extremely light. You can see just through my shirt, like I'm wearing a turquoise blue and it's just a little yellow. But you put it up against my hat and it looks darker because it's coming off, it's reaping off the brown. But yeah, it's definitely pale, that's for sure. So to the pale rider, cheers.
And of
All right,
course,
Cosby,
Bruce,
take it away.
I'm wearing my shirt that you sent me, so maybe you can explain this one to the audience. Cusqueña.
Cusqueña, yes. Cusqueña Brewing Company is a Peruvian brewing company, and it is based off of, as you saw the logo on the front, Machu Picchu, which is one of the iconic seven wonders of the world, the Machu Picchu mountain cap, which is where they found the Incan Indian ruins several hundred years after, not even several hundred, well, a couple of hundred years after the Incans were gone. So, yeah, that's the deal. So that's the local.
Quick correction, all the seven wonders of the ancient world were actually in Africa, Asia, and Europe.
So what do they consider Machu Picchu? They deem it one of the seven wonders of the world, or what else do they classify it as?
Well, they made a bunch of different seven wonders of the world. There's the seven wonders of the natural world. There's the seven wonders of the ancient world. We know the modern world. There are seven wonders. It's a list that got away from them, but the original list of the seven wonders of the ancient world were all in the Mediterranean. Really, essentially, the furthest one out was Babylon, and that was the walls and hanging gardens. They didn't even know about South Africa. So I'm trying to decide. I don't know if that's what that would fall under.
Maybe
I'll look into it. I'll look into it. How's that?
Show on that at some point.
Google,
Hawk is our research bird. If anybody can find it out, it'll be Hawk.
that was just, I just Googled the seven wonders of the world on Google, and it has them all over the place. And one is even like, I think you're right. There might be seven natural wonders of the world, which is like the Grand Canyon, Mount Everest, etc.
There's seven wonders of
there?
the world.
Is there? That's funny.
There's the natural, there's the modern, there's
But if you look at man-made ones, I think it's included. It's Great Wall of China, the Colosseum, Chichen Itza, Taj Mahal, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, and then the Great Pyramid of Giza. And those are all man-made ones, though.
Yeah.
So there you go. So it is in a list of seven wonders of the world
One of the lists.
somewhere. Yeah. It's on one of those
Interesting.
7 wonders lists.
We could have a whole show about all the different wonders of the world. Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking too.
Interesting you say that. We do have a topic coming up in shows on a future date, yet to be determined. We're going to start at Tartaria and move out from there.
There you go. Cool. Looking forward to that one. Is that with Spudley? Are we doing Tartaria?
Spud has expressed an interest. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I know he's very big into the Tartarian history and evolution.
Well, that's actually Hawk's topic. So
I've always wanted to know how to make
it to the table. Yeah.
Where did you guys find such a smart Hawk for your show? That's impressive.
Yeah.
He just flew in one day, came in the open window, and we kept him.
I was trying to fly in the window. It was closed. I slammed into it.
Hate it when that happens.
But yeah,
right,
could we have
to
tartar sauce
shout outs
recipe? Yeah.
Yes, why don't we do our shout outs? We got Geek Men, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. What's going on?
Hi, Dustin.
We got them shouting out to you, Laurie.
Hi.
Yeah, that's over on the YouTube, on the Comic Madness Network YouTube channel.
Indeed.
For those
haven't seen Magatic, so it doesn't look like he's out yet. I do see Mr. Tizo over in the Odyssey.
Yeah, hey,
you, Mr. Tizo.
How's it going, Mr. Tizo? Good to see you. So, and
and that brings us over to the D Live. Welcome, D Livers. Sorry, I stopped shouting out in the chat there. I got kind of preoccupied here by the technology again. I'm doing some things a little differently tonight, so apologies to anybody I didn't shout out to via chat. But first in tonight was Val Kimber, and I've got a special shout out to him as soon as we're done here. John Rogers, TL Spud, Syllabore, Jayla17, Willie Fixit, Peggy Dancer, Bad Zoot, and Kane Chris. It's been a while since we saw you, Chris. Good to see you.
So real quick, Cosmic, you're going to have to help me out here, or you can answer in the chats for me. Is this Dustin, Geekman, or is it Zombie? That's in the chats right now.
This would be Dustin. This would be Dustin.
Howdy, Dustin.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten about you, brother. Just been busy. I'll make it back there soon, I'm sure. I almost picked up some crazy action figure stuff.
Over to Norm to shout out the build. I see we do have a couple of cookies already.
Actually, my windows are all messed up here. So
I got it. Hold on. I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm good. We got Willie Fixit numerous times. We've got Madness Comic Network. Of course, that's Pops. Bert Cocaine just popped in to say hello real quick. More Willie Fixit. Bitcoin Bob's in the house. Alien Surfer Chick. Hey, kitty, what's going on? We've got, let's see. SM Jameson's in the house. Good to see you out there. We got a cookie from Bitcoin Bob. Thank you for the can. Kane Chris is in the house. We got multiple comments from Kane Chris, SM Jason, Jameson, and Alien Surfer Chick. There we go. I think that's everybody
We
that
got
I
a
see right now that's not
cookie
lurking.
from Madness Comic Network. Did you say that? Or
And a cookie from Pops over at Madness Comic Network. Yo, Pops,
And
how
a
you doing
can
over there?
from Bitcoin Bob.
Yep. And Mr. Tizo's over there.
And guess who just joined us?
Yeah.
Creative Chaos, Flip City Magazine. Hey, kitty, where are you? You got two kitties in the house now. Christy Kitty and Kitty, Norm's Kitty. Alien Surfer Chick.
I
Indeed.
love Christy.
And since we started,
there you go.
Zesty's Animals joined us over in the madness.
So
Zesty's Animals, there you go.
Hi,
All
everybody.
right. So
that is
where are we
our
now?
shout outs. And I did say I do have a special shout out that I wanted to make here tonight, and that is to Val Kimber. And that is because Val is going to be having a very special show tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern. And that is going to be his 3rd anniversary show, Rockin' Through the Galaxy. So you definitely want to tune in for that. That is on DLive exclusively, Val_Kimber.
Cool.
It's going to be a great show. He's put a lot of time into putting this one together, and I think you guys will definitely enjoy it.
You're listening to KMBR.
That's strictly on DLive,
your
you said,
host,
right?
Val Kimber.
Say again, Bruce. You stepped on my announcement.
I apologize. I said that's on DLive, right?
Yeah, that's on DLive. DLive.tv.
Okay, I found out already. There are unlimited numbers of 7 wonders of the world. Natural, blah, blah, blah. So there's 7 wonders of Canada, and I know they don't have 7.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I wonder why they have 7. Maybe that's one of the wonders. Huh.
Maybe they just make up their own list. Can anybody make a list? Is that what you're pretty much saying?
Yeah, there's no... It's not like it's governed by Guinness or anything like that.
7 wonders of Texas.
The 7 wonders of my backyard.
Ooh. Gonna sell tours of your backyard now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into our usual start of the show. We are going to start out tonight with a little bit of This Week in Beer. If I can figure out where I put all the buttons, all the new buttons. So first and foremost, tonight is apparently another sports competition night. Last week it was the Super Bowl we were competing with. And this week, apparently, it's the, I guess, the NASCAR.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
The Daytona 500, which was really supposed to be over by now because it started at 1:30 this afternoon, and it's supposed to take around 4 hours. But I heard that there was something like a 4-hour rain delay or something along those lines.
Weather.
Yeah, so apparently it's still like only on the 40th lap or 50th or I don't know, something like that. So anyway, because you're over here watching us, and instead of watching that, we prepared this little video summary for you, kind of explaining the rules of NASCAR.
So Russell got a loan and went to NASCAR school, where the future NASCAR drivers learn the one big NASCAR rule. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. This ain't rocket science, you can learn it in one day. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight.
Amazing.
I remember first hearing that song on the Dr. Demento show, which actually reminds me, attached to the shirt here, I am actually wearing this really nice Dr. Demento enamel pin that came in the same box as the shirt. So thank you for that, Bruce. It's perfectly appropriate.
You're quite welcome, good sir.
And yeah, I guess tomorrow is President's Day, so have
Yeah,
to
but
deal
I'm in
with
Peru,
that.
so it doesn't count if I'm here, does it?
I don't know. Well, I remember
Well,
when I
thank
was
goodness we finally got a president.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid in school, they had two. We had like 2 days off in February. We had Lincoln's birthday and Washington's birthday, and then they just combined them and made them President's Day at some
Yeah,
point.
and
Right. I
well,
had the same thing.
they did that so
Yeah,
that they could
2 days off.
add Martin Luther King Day without having another federal holiday.
I thought that was
So-
Columbus Day that took over Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah, because I think that happened before. Because now I have to work on Columbus Day and I get Martin Luther King Day off.
I thought we had Martin Luther King month.
I think that's what we're in right now, actually. But yeah, I did notice a couple of weeks ago that Norm had mentioned when the episode where we were talking about the fires, that now that the fires were out, that very soon would be coming the mudslides.
Yep.
And sure enough, here are the mudslides. So,
Told you it was
Norm?
a pattern. Yeah, it's a pattern. This is what happens. And we had a horrible rainfall. And since all the brush burned off the hillsides, there's nothing to hold the dirt to the hillsides when the rain comes. So,
Well, if you knew this was a pattern, why didn't you rescue everybody?
I
Good luck.
I try to tell people. I've been here long enough to see the patterns. So
yeah. Well, I was only out there a few times, but I joked since I first went out there in the early 1980s that winter in Southern California is 2 weeks of rain in February.
yeah,
But the timing couldn't be much worse this year. But then again, this is also the time that the fires typically happen because of the Santa Ana winds, which are caused by the jet stream, unless you're a Looney Tuneberg fan, in which case they're definitely caused by climate change. So.
yep.
So
And
angry.
it's your fault. Yeah,
How
Adam,
dare you?
are you your fault?
I would love to see Killer Karen interview Greta Thunberg.
Oh, I don't even know if she would let her on the screen. It'd be like, who? Oh, get off this. Get off. We're not doing this.
That's
Or she'd play with her,
Exactly.
like,
That was
let her talk and then boot her off the screen every 2 seconds just to piss her off.
I don't.
Time.
Yeah, I
Good
don't
deed.
even know what
We'll,
happened to her. Whatever happened to Greta Thunberg? She must be an adult now.
She grow up.
She had a boob job, and then she went south.
Okay.
She have an
Don't you remember? She
OnlyFans?
had
Is
that
that
boob
where she
job.
went?
She went south. She likes
Okay.
going down now. She's got her boobs.
Uh,
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
I was gonna say, did she open her OnlyFans yet? Because then
You never know. She doesn't do it for me. Sorry, Laurie.
me neither. I mean, me neither. But I mean, I could see that being you know,
I mean,
how it
to be
goes.
blunt, I'm a Samantha Fox fan, and if anybody out there knows who Samantha Fox is, or Tracy
Was
Lord
what was like
was
40 years ago? That was 40 years ago. What do they look
I
like now?
know, I know.
She had
And
that hit song called "Touch Me, Touch Me." Remember that in
Exactly.
the '80s? That was in the
Yeah, of
'80s.
course. I've got pins, I've got photos, I've got all kinds of stuff with Samantha Fox in my collection somewhere in one of those many storage units I own, along with Tracy Lord's stuff.
I was in
And,
junior high when they were popular, but yeah, to a junior high.
yeah,
school
well, you're
kid,
still a lot
I
younger
wa-
than me,
I-
Norm.
I
Come
was,
on.
I was, I think you were in high school, maybe. I don't know.
I
It's
brought
85.
knives.
84.
Try to change the subject.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
I brought knives.
All right.
I'm, I'm just gonna say that when change the subject.
Yeah. Yep.
We will definitely come back to that. All right. Well,
We can get back to knives.
For now, we can't have a show about pale ale without talking about a Pittsburgh tradition, which I've mentioned before, and I'm going to play the trailer for it, or a commercial for it right now, for Old Frothing Slosh, the Pale Stale Ale. So if you guys don't remember this one, I played this one a ways back, but...
It's midnight. You're carrying Old Frothing Slosh Pale Stale Ale with the foam on the bottom down a lonely street. From the darkness, a voice barks, "Stick 'em up!" You laugh in his face. I said reach! You snicker when things get rough. I take... It's obvious you laugh at anything. So wait until you see the new Old Frothing Slosh labels. 6 different funny labels make Old Frothing Slosh an uproarious party time gimmick. Serve Old Frothing Slosh and hear the gang read the labels aloud. Listen to them laugh. Watch them enjoy the great beer that's inside. Get Old Frothing Slosh wherever you buy beer. No deposit, no return. Buy the 6-pack or case. Get delicious beer and plenty of laughs. You see what I mean?
OMG.
That you'll appreciate where that came from, Laurie, because that was actually a gag. Old Frothing Slosh was a gag that was created by a local Pittsburgh radio announcer. His name, let me see if I can find him here. I guess oh, there he is. All right. If I can. I'm getting used to the new buttons here. It was created by a local Pittsburgh radio announcer by the name of Reg Cordick back in the 1950s. And it was, he had a serious regular AM radio program on KDKA, first radio station. And in between his serious bits, where he was supposed to play advertisers' commercials, he had a tendency to make up his own advertisements for imaginary products.
Sound familiar?
And Old Frothing Slosh was one of his creations. But what happened was that in the 1960s, Pittsburgh Brewing Company, which is famous for Iron City and Icy Light, actually initially as a Christmas gag one year, packaged Old Frothing Slosh. Now what it was just their regular old Iron City beer, but they made up Old Frothing Slosh labels for the packaging. And these are actually some pictures I took of Old Frothing Slosh memorabilia at a collector event that happens at the brewery every year that's actually named after Old Frothing Slosh. It's called the Old Frothing Slosh Fest. And the collectors get together every year. And later on, they had a really good gimmick where they picked a Miss Old Frothing Slosh.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so that was Miss Old Frothing Slosh.
Oh, wow.
Good sense of humor.
That's great.
Yeah. Thought we would bring that one back. All right. Well, moving on. I'm cheating here just a bit since I was backstage for last Thursday's Creative Chaos show. So I know a few things that our audience doesn't know yet. And one of the things that I know is that you mentioned being a fan of homemade pierogi.
Yes. I make them. Did I not tell you guys that I make the pierogi myself?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you did not.
Yeah,
we left that. I know we were going through the topics, but every year, my sister and I get together. here in Texas. My mom and dad and my brother are still in Michigan. My sister's here in Texas, and she's been here for a while. And so we get together every year, and we put together about 300 to 400 pierogi. We bring friends in, but I make all the dough from scratch, and I make the cheese filling, and I actually make my own cheese from scratch. And so I make the cheese in the dough, and then she puts together the sauerkraut filling and the potato filling, and then we get everybody together and we put them all together. And so it's a good half a day of putting together pierogi, and you have to boil them, and then once they're boiled, you pack them in butter, and then we like vacuum seal them. And then you can throw them in the freezer, and they're good for Christmas. So we usually get together in like November, maybe the week before Thanksgiving, and we'll put them all together and divvy them up so everybody has stuff for Christmas.
So from preparing to make them, to making them, to eating them, what would you say? It takes you about a week?
Well, it takes me... Actually, homemade cheese is not that hard. I'm just making like farmer's cheese. It's not anything that I have to like I don't add bacteria and like ferment, and it doesn't sit in my garage for a month or anything like that. So that takes me maybe a half an hour to make the filling. It probably takes me a good 4 hours to make 12 balls of dough from scratch. So about 4 hours there, maybe another 4 to 6 hours, so 10 hours to put them together, and then freeze them. Frying them takes about 20 minutes.
And do you press them? Is there a press? Like, how do you...
You roll the dough,
it. Okay.
and then use a cutter to make the circles. I don't ever have to. I'm usually quality control, and I boil. So I'm at the last step where there's usually 2 people rolling, and then they cut the pierogi, and then there's a few people that fill all the pierogi, and there's people that pinch the pierogi shut and then bring them over to me. I double pinch them, and then I put them in the water. They only boil for like maybe 30 seconds to a minute. That's it. That's all they need because they're fresh. And you take them out and let them cool off in butter. So,
Nice.
I love
Yeah,
pierogi.
that caught my attention when you said that, because as I mentioned earlier, I owned a brewery and a brew pub. And one of the things that the brew pub actually specialized in, and we won an award for at one point, was our pierogies, which
nice.
were made in-house by our chef, Greg.
Buffalo
This
chicken.
was,
Deep fried
this was,
fish.
yes, deep fried fish pierogi.
Wow.
Let me run a video from
Thousands
back
of
then.
votes were submitted to WPXI.com, and it's time to reveal the winners of the Pittsburgh's Best Pierogies contest. Our second place winner, the Penn Brewery in Troy Hill, is also putting a new twist on an old Pittsburgh tradition.
Right now on the menu, we have 4 different ones. We have a potato cheese, a Reuben, buffalo chicken, and a beer battered deep fried fish.
Executive chef Greg Schrett likes to get creative, but these pierogies don't stray too far from his roots.
The original dough recipe I used was one my great-grandmother used. She taught my mom taught me, so that was pretty huge.
The dough for his buffalo chicken pierogies is mixed with hot sauce for an extra kick. They're filled with roasted chicken, blue cheese, and more hot sauce before being tossed on the grill and topped with blue cheese dressing and, yes, hot sauce.
I'm going to have to make those.
Wow.
I'm going to have to make those.
Now
chicken
I'm
and
drooling. You know, I graduated college upstate New York from Buffalo area. Buffalo wings were like our go-to.
Wow.
Good.
And I make hot sauce. So the most creative thing we've ever done with the pierogies is we've used the pierogi dough, and we've made like a pierogi taco, and you put kielbasa in it topped with sauerkraut. That was awesome. Yes, these are my sauces. Aren't they cool? And I make all these from scratch. Kitty will be proud of me. But yeah, so I have starting at the right side, it's a barbecue ghost pepper. The middle one obviously is mango habanero, and then the one on the left is a jalapeno serrano. They're not too hot. They're like a medium to medium hot, depending on your tolerance. I'm more interested in the flavor than I am in the heat.
Well, ghost pepper, isn't that supposed to be like one of the hottest peppers out there?
But I put only 5 ghost peppers for 12 bottles,
yeah.
right? So like you change your pepper ratio depending on how hot the peppers are. The mango gets 9 mango habaneros in the 12 bottles, and then the jalapeno serrano is like is 99% peppers. It's it's 3 pounds of jalapenos and serrano peppers with some onion, garlic, and lime juice,
All right, so
vinegar, all the good stuff. But
what's the highest Scoville you make?
I haven't tested. I mean, they're homemade, so how do you test it for Scoville? How do you test it?
Cosmic? How does she test it?
I wouldn't know. I was wondering myself how to compare because everybody's taste is a little bit different.
Yeah.
At the Chili Addict stores, you can get test strips.
Say again?
At the Chili Addict stores, you can get test strips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I would imagine it's something with the acid, like you test for the water with the acid or whatever. They probably have something
test for
similar to
pH.
that. pH, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I'll have to look into that. But they're really not that hot. They're not. I mean, if I can eat them, anybody can eat them. The green sauce is mild. It just depends on when I buy the peppers because summer peppers are a little bit hotter than winter peppers,
When you get a chance, Laurie, you're going to have to get me a sample of each one of them.
You can get them all on the Kickstarter, Bruce. They're there.
The Kickstarter campaign. I started filling that out, by the way, when we were on Thursday night. And then my phone crashed.
Oh, is that?
I was like,
but there's a sampler pack there's a tier that's a sampler pack. Or like if you're doing or you want to do the ketchup, there's a sampler pack add-on. So you can get a box with that very same box that has one of each in there. There is a 4th flavor that I premiered this campaign, but it's sold out because I only put 6 bottles up. But it's jackfruit habanero. And I wasn't gonna do it again. It was like this is so annoying to make this because jackfruit is so annoying to take apart, but it's so dang good. I'll probably end up making it.
Yeah, you talked about that on the drawing stream.
The draw stream.
When I caught you guys last week, you guys were on the drawing stream when your campaign actually was almost funded. Right at that point, you were like $200 some dollars away from being completely funded.
That was like day 1.
Yeah. So that was the drawing stream that I caught you on, and I remember you mentioning the jackfruit one.
Yeah,
and that it was very hard to make because it's very hard to de-shell or de-skin the jackfruit. But a nice professional like you should have it, no problem. Come on.
Oh no, because you can't cut that thing. Like I axed it apart as part of the gig, right? I do this stretch goal called the Slice and Dice, where people name like a fruit or vegetable. I've done watermelon and pumpkins and pineapple, and this time was a jackfruit. Well, the fandom named it Jack the Ripper, and then they voted on me to destroy this thing with a 2-handed axe. So I did what I always do. I dress up as Pikachu, Pikachu onesie, and I put it out, and it had googly eyes on it. It was hilarious. But it took like quite a few swings to take it apart. And even after that, I had to put on gloves and just taking all the seeds out, taking the fruit out, separating it from the outside husk. It took like 2 hours.
I was actually saving that for the second half, but since we're already there,
I was going to say you showed up right when I started axing it too. I remember Cos was like,
that was the first show that I ever tuned into. Actually,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, and it looks fine.
I am.
Good.
We let
I'm going to oil the
on
axe
fire too. I'll shut up.
because these are supposedly super sticky.
So you want that to catch on fire too? I get it. Okay.
Yeah, I like fire. Let's do it.
Everything on fire.
Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home.
That's
all right,
absolutely right.
We had sparklers. This was, I think,
my favorite part of this is
end of July. So we still had sparklers left over from the 4th.
No,
by the time I light them all, they'll be out on the other side.
Oh Lord, and she's barefoot too. Good Lord.
I'm always
You're freaking barefoot. You're hysterical.
I'm always barefoot when I do those because it's sticky.
Class Delta fires confirmed.
How often do you wash that suit?
That suit gets a wash every time because it's sticky. It's gross.
Hair doesn't have nerve in.
I also, the problem is I think it's pretty flammable, made in China. But
Yeah,
right
not
off
something
the
you be wearing around sparkly.
right, right off the camera is my pool. So if I ever lit on fire, I would just jump in the pool.
Oh, that one burned me. Woo!
It's my,
Cause
I'm more concerned about lighting my hair on
Cause,
fire. Yeah, it was like, what in the world? I was like, oh, hi.
Something that Laurie does regularly. She does a slice and dice after every.
Yeah, that was funny. That was my introduction to Laurie was tuning into this show, seeing this.
That's funny.
So she's just having fun. We're all having fun. How you doing?
And that's how we got to be friends.
Didn't think this would come back to haunt you, did you?
Nope, not the whole thing. I usually just show the axing part. I made a short from that.
It's taking forever.
The axing starts in a second.
Going forever.
I didn't want to axe it when it was still lit, just in
Jack
case
the
it would
Ripper, everybody,
burn my foot.
with the two-handed axe. We'll see if this tool will make it through.
It did not.
Ready?
Wow.
It was tougher than I thought. I was trying to not break the stool at first
Wow, it's not even like going all the way through.
because I figured,
You old Jack the Ripper's tougher than you thought, isn't he?
It's
and I started kind of laying into him.
Those googly eyes. God help him.
It's the voice of Doc Blaylock.
Get that gun there.
Laurie,
Off with his head.
Nice.
But like, it took a beating, right?
That the poor jackfruit. You murdered a jackfruit on screen.
There we go.
Yeah, that's not the first one. This is more entertaining though with the axe than when I use the sledgehammer. It's just usually like one time and it's done.
This is a jackfruit.
It seemed like a sledgehammer would be more. Yeah.
Yeah, and we modified it too. My dad was over; he's an engineer, and so he was like, "Let's modify it so it makes bigger destruction." So of course.
This is why we're here, people. Have a laugh. Have a good time.
So yeah, so the six bottles of jackfruit hot sauce that were on the campaign were from that jackfruit, not just any jackfruit, Jack the Ripper. So we named that one Jack's Revenge. It was pretty fun.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So you got only 6 bottles out of it, or
Well,
did you have the?
Yeah, because I was like, I wasn't really thinking of making hot sauce until I was like eating some and I gave some away and I was like, I can make hot sauce from this. So by the time I had like passed out enough of it, I think I got 8 bottles total and I let 2 people beta test it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. You should have seen the ones with the sledgehammer. Those were a lot of fun. We did the pineapple and I think the pumpkin were both got voted because the fans vote. So when you're part of the Kickstarter, I send you a survey and you get to vote on these things. So the fans voted twice in a row to have that sledgehammer. But I think they'll be happy with one of the new weapons I'm going to have on the list. One of my friends.
Guess.
What?
Samurai. Let me guess. A samurai sword.
You will never guess.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you.
Tom,
Oh, he found it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Was this the knife show? My friend made it's a baseball bat with a circular saw attached in it. And he also writes comic books. His name is Vaughn Fox, and he has a Kickstarter live for what's his series called Murder Face. And his kind of 80s slasher character carries this baseball bat with this saw. And so they made one, and he was like, would you want to use this for your slice and dice? And I was like, absolutely. And I was like, I still have to let the people vote. Like, that's part of the deal. But as soon as they see it, that's going to win.
They're going to want to vote for it.
Absolutely.
Did you name it like Lucille's husband or something?
No,
like
that's
that?
his. So he's got to name it. His daughter made it for him. And I was like, She and I need to be friends. We
You
really
know,
do.
you know what I'm talking about with
Of
Lucille,
course.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I know Negan.
Yeah. So this is my other. This is an unfinished samurai sword.
Unfinished.
Yeah,
It's not sharp, or
no, it's sharp, but it like normally they wrap them.
yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So and paint them. It's unpainted. I like it a lot better unpainted. I could always wrap it up, and it doesn't have a guard. But got these at a bankrupt auction for like, and they have papers for with the family that made them and everything. So they're real.
Was it steel?
Hmm?
I said that was probably a steal.
Yeah, I got them for a couple $100 when they're normally if they have papers with the family that made them, and family's been making them for generations.
Yeah.
So they're real. They're real sort. They're not like manufactured, modern.
I feel you.
So that's those are my katanas.
Cool.
So, yeah. So
indeed. All right. Well, we will circle around to that, but let's finish out the first half here with the rest of this week. And of course, Friday was Valentine's Day. So for me, that meant the missus and I had a romantic day at the range because it was Friday, and we go to the range every Friday. So,
did you give her red-colored bullets?
No, but I did brighten her red dot, so that
in the shape of a heart.
Yes,
illuminating on the target.
Indeed. But along those lines, I think I did have some footage here of Bruce on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And whoops, let me get the right thing called up here. Let me get the right thing called up here. And all right, so here is Bruce on Valentine's Day.
So here we are on Valentine's Day, driving ourselves to the beach. It's Valentine's night now, and we passed this place called Valentini Pizza, and there's a bunch of couples in there having Valentine's Day pizza dinners. And here in Peru, Valentine's Day is apparently a really big thing. Elvia is telling me that it's kind of like New Year's Eve here. It's really crazy. Every restaurant, every beach, every store, cafe is packed out with couples celebrating Valentine's Day. It's just insane. We just passed a bunch of people all dressed up as they were going to or coming from eating and going out for more. It's just crazy around here. And it's already 9:45 at night on a Friday night. It's not this crowded on a regular Friday night, and we're heading to the beach. So maybe I'll be able to show you some more. So happy Valentine's Day from Bruce Q. Wayne. Catch you on the flip side. So that night was an absolute fucking bust. We drove around for 3 hours in traffic. We missed the first exit to get to the beach, but we were literally driving 2 miles to 5 miles an hour because every place we tried to stop at was packed. She's not kidding. It's like fucking New Year's Eve around here. We stopped at like 4 different restaurants and cafes, and unless you had a reservation, you couldn't get in. The places were packed.
That's like every Valentine's Day is like that. Isn't it like that where you were at?
No, it's Long Island is not like that. It's, you get your places that you're gonna go to. You're gonna go to a hibachi place, or you're gonna go to a really nice restaurant, Italian restaurant or something. Yeah, those places are all be full. But you could walk into a Starbucks and get a cup of coffee, no problem. You couldn't even freaking get a spot in Starbucks. There was nowhere to sit. Places were packed. 3 hours in a car. All we did, we went down to one beach, we circled back, and then we tried to go back to the higher level beach. 3 hours in the car to do literally a 3-mile loop. It was fucking insane. I was done. I was so tired of it. By the second hour, I put my seat back and I said, Elvia, just wake me up when we get back to the apartment. I'm done. and I just laid back and passed out. And she drove another hour and a half in that bullshit. By the time we got back to the apartment, the Airbnb where we're staying, unbelievable. She wasn't kidding. And the beach we normally go to is the beach de Amor, which is the beach for lovers, and it's got that giant statue. It's a very famous statue of a man and a woman in an embrace, laying down on this platform, this masonry platform to resemble the bed. And if you look it up, it happens to be Cosmic. I don't know if you can find it real quick. Playa. It's playa. Beach in Spanish is playa. Playa del Amor, or beach of love. The beach for lovers in San Isidro, Peru. San Isidro, ISI.
What would I be looking for? I mean,
Beach.
where would I be looking?
Beach of lovers in SAN, separate word, Isidro, ISIDRO, San Isidro, Peru. And, you should be able to find the statue. Beach for lovers, San Isidro, Peru.
I can find pictures of the beach.
Put in statue after that, and it should come up. It's a huge friggin' thing. It's got to be like 40 across by 20 wide, maybe even 30 wide. But it's a giant freaking statue that sits on top of a tubular base, and then there's just this platform. One of the Airbnbs we stayed at, there you go. And that's the statue that is at the beginning of the beach front. And it's just a walking path. It's nothing more than a walking path. The beach is actually below you by another few hundred feet below. So this is just the park area. And so this is the beach area, or the walking path. So we were there last year, but it was already in March. It wasn't in February last year, because I was down here last year around this time, but a month later, and the beach was empty. The park was empty. So we walked around. We were able to get gelato and some espresso, and we sat there, listening to the waves crash. It was just a beautiful area, and it's a very artsy kind of neighborhood too. It's just before Barranco, which is the artists' colony of this area. San Isidro, Barranco. It's a very artsy-fartsy. You're right on the beachfront in Peru. It's
I would imagine that would be a lot like Venice Beach here, because that's like our
kind of sort of, but it's mountain. It's mountainous. So you're on tiers. You're on different levels. So the beaches are all the way down on the foreground, and then you've got one tier, and then there's restaurants and there's cafes, and then you go another higher up, and there's the walkway. Then you go higher up, and then there's all the hotels and all the apartment buildings and all the, it's
They don't call it like La More, or how do you say beach in Spanish? It's like
it's known as the area. The area is known as
La More or the Amore or something like that. Would they?
Yeah, well,
have a Spanish name? What?
It's the area is known as Miraflores, and Miraflores is basically all beachfront, but that's the entire area that spans from northwestern area down to southern western area. It's right on the coastline. If you look at a map of South America, Peru would be central west coast, and because it's curved like a giant lima bean, it's the little concave area of the lima bean image if you're looking at it. But Cosmic, I don't know if you saw the map up there, South American map. You've got Ecuador, El Salvador, Chile. Trying to think. Peru on the outer west coast, and inside is I want to say Brazil, but it's all South American, and it's the western coast of South America, and that's Peru. and it's just absolutely gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous here. But there are some not so nice areas. You know, it's a third world country. You're going to get that. But anyway, let me digress. And Cosmics, oh, there it is.
There it is
So there's
relative
Peru.
to Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador.
Right, there you go.
Right in that general vicinity.
So
all right, well, we are at the midpoint of the show. This is the point where I, for one, need to get a refill. And we traditionally take a brief intermission. And tonight's intermission is brought to you by our new favorite sponsor, Needlemeyer Mayo. So we will be back in just a few minutes. And we do have a topical themed intermission tonight. So those of you who don't need to otherwise refill or Zarge, stick around and watch. You probably enjoy it. You might recognize the host in the Sierra Nevada section. So here we go.
Before the settlers arrived, one woman was chosen to lead her people. She fought for their survival. A legacy written in history. They called her Pocahontas. But was she truly one of them? Pocahontas, The Warren Story, coming soon in theaters.
When we first started building in 1980, we thought that we better make something that was memorable and distinctive. The beer got in my veins, I guess, and thought, this is what I want to do next. And it was exciting and also terrifying. I remember my first day trying to sell beer in Chico. Probably 90% of them or more hated it. But the 10% who loved it, loved it. From very early on, I really was fascinated with the smell of hops. We wanted a hop that had a real distinctive note, and the flavor intensity from the Cascade was one that had a real signature. We did a lot of recycling and repurposing just out of necessity in the early days. As a manufacturer that does use a lot of resources, I think it's our obligation to figure out how to do it in the least impactful way. The reason I got into the brewing business was to turn malt and hops and yeast into something that's amazing.
Here we go, bro.
And welcome to another expedition.
All the long red lines that take control of all the smoke-like streams that flow into your dreams.
synergy of all of the flavors that are in there working together, it's magic.
It's the flavor that I look for because it tastes, like home to me.
It's one of my favorite beers, and I think it will be one of my favorite beers for a long time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.
Should recognize that guy at the end there.
Yeah. That was during Sierra Nevada's 30th anniversary. They sent me quite a number of beers for doing that. That was very nice of them to ask me to do that. Or to use that part of the video. I already did the video, but that was like back in, I want to say it's 2008, maybe. I don't remember when their 30th anniversary was, but it was a while.
So how old were you back then?
That's what I'm trying to think. Probably I was in my 30s or early 40s, late 30s, early 40s. So
that was cool.
Yeah.
I recognized you right away. I'm like, Norm.
Yeah.
And like right after that, I ran to the bathroom. I was waiting to see who it was.
Yeah.
At first, I did look at the very beginning, and there was the guy that was holding the barrel of hops up, and he was dumping it in. I thought that was a very young Cosmic Grandpa there for a second, because he looked a little like Cosmic Grandpa at a young age. So I'm thinking, was that Cosmic Grandpa? And then I saw Norm, and I'm like, yeah, he's talking about Norm.
Yeah.
But I think I even grabbed a screenshot of it. Hold on. Because I thought it was Cosmic Grandpa. I was like, wait, that looks like Cosmic Grandpa. Let's see if I can. Yeah.
I think you can find that on the Sierra Nevada YouTube channel. All brewers look the same.
That looked like Cosmic Grandpa, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I don't know. It was just kind of like, wow, it looked like Cosmic Grandpa.
Could have been.
And he's wearing a wig, so I thought maybe Cosmic was, back into wigs instead of hats back then. I don't know. It just.
So that would have been 2012 if it was their 30th anniversary, because they opened up in
2012.
And
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I would have been 42, I think, in 2012. So
okay,
that's how old I was.
That was right when we were making Allegheny Pale Ale too. So
Yeah.
we were on the same wavelength back then.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, yeah, for those of you who don't know, Needlemeyer Mayo has actually been our sponsor since 1958. So they actually have been around for quite a bit longer than that.
1885.
They have a long and storied history.
Yes. They only use the finest organic, in quotations, ingredients. And they have pink mayo. It's pink because they use red dye 45.
And
it's only slightly addictive.
Peanut butter and mayonnaise. I've never thought of that combination. All that
one of my sisters.
Somebody
did. That
did.
way all
are
the time.
bacon and pickle. The one with the picture of the bacon, the peanut butter, the pickle, and the mayonnaise.
Gross.
That looks like something I could get behind.
Why?
And
add a little avocado to it, maybe.
Yeah, some avocado
there
toast.
is
There you go, Norm.
a video piece to go with that too, just because they are our new favorite sponsor. So we'll play it.
Look at the name of the peanut butter on this one. Changed it.
It sounds like something Elvis would have. Like, what was his favorite?
Yes, peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put some bacon on that. That would be, yeah.
Interesting.
What was he famous for eating?
Peanut butter and banana.
Bananas.
Yes, that's what I would have peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and my sister sometimes would have fluff and banana sandwiches. You guys remember Fluffernutter?
That's peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. Yes, those are
Yeah.
called Fluffernutter. Yes.
Fluffernutters. So my mom would make her a peanut butter and marshmallow with banana sandwich, and I'd have just the peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter and banana I would do.
Yeah, peanut butter and banana on Wonder White bread, Wonder bread, with the red, white, with the red, blue, and yellow polka dots all over the front and the back of the bag.
Yeah, I would have to put bacon on it because everything tastes better with bacon.
It does. But
Well, you take the bacon and you wrap it around the banana, then put it in the peanut butter.
No.
Then
Here's what you gotta do. You gotta do the one piece of bread, peanut butter, bananas, Fluffernutter. You roll it shut, wrap it with bacon, and deep fry it.
Yes.
Welcome to the Texas State Fair, everybody.
Deep fry, yeah. I used to deep fry Twinkies because I heard they were really good, and they are delicious. But a trick is you freeze the Twinkie before you drop it in the deep fryer.
Yeah, so it doesn't completely melt.
Yeah.
They do that with Snicker bars too.
Yeah,
Deep-fried Snickers.
I've had those at the state our county fair. Yeah, so
You can get flat out just deep fried butter at the Texas.
I was just going to
Fair.
say that. I was just going to
Why?
say that. I saw this on a news program once when they were doing some county fair down in Texas, and they were taking sticks of frozen butter, battering them, and frying them. And I'm like, and you see these people eating it, and as they're biting into it, the butter's just dripping down their face, dripping down their hand, dripping down their shirt. They're wearing it. You are wearing that. There's no getting around it. Deep fried butter is going to be all over you. You need a bib.
I had to get rid of my deep fryer years ago and replace it with the air fryer because it was just getting too unhealthy for me. Because I was deep frying everything you could find, everything you can think of. I would just drop. I had a Tefal, like it was a consumer level deep fryer, but it was bigger. It was like
I've got one of those big Tefals too. I bought it to replace
like
my
the turkey
big Bravo
size?
when it broke.
Yeah,
You put a turkey in there.
it wasn't
Not
that
quite
big.
that big from
Yeah,
mine.
it
but,
They have like the big round ones for the turkey deep fry, like outside with propane. But there's electric ones too that are like square. You deep fry everything here in Texas. Like that's the preferred method for Thanksgiving. Apparently down here, I still use an oven bag, but you can deep fry a turkey, and they have an electric one. You just put it in your garage. It's crazy.
I used to have the turkey one of the turkey
Yeah.
ones. And
I'm going to guess the electric is a little less dangerous than the open flame.
I wouldn't do it in my garage though.
I've been to two places for once was for Christmas where they deep fried the turkey, and one was for Thanksgiving, and both times the deep fryer almost blew up. It caught on fire. Yeah.
The turkey has to be completely dry.
Yeah.
If there's any moisture to it at all, it's just fire.
It's going to flare all over the place.
They
Fried sugar
use
balls.
peanut oil. They deep
Peanut
fried
oil.
Peanut oil. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I haven't done it. I make a really good turkey without deep frying it, so I'm going to continue to use the method that I use.
So you're going to have a Pale Rider Thanksgiving or what?
Pale Rider Thanksgiving would be disgusting. The animals don't die in my world. They keep moving.
Well, let's come around to that. I was debating on whether to move to that or whether to explain just before we move on to that to everyone where the Needlemeyer mayo actually comes from and give them a little introduction to call it Laurie's other side.
Laurie's other side, which is frightening. Should I take it from here?
Yeah,
right.
I do happen to have episode 1 queued up. I think the first 3 minutes of that episode really, what's the word I'm looking for?
Is the
Best
essence.
represents.
Yeah. It's something different every time. Okay, so I write comics, but I also host podcasts. And so every Tuesday morning, I host a Tame well-mannered podcast called The Tuesday Morning Brew. It can get a little wild at times, but the whole intention of that is to interview other creatives, comic book writers, artists, musicians, novelists, creative people, right? And I have this blonde wig. Well, let me go back. We played other show on the Madness where we get to play RPG games. And so a friend of myself and Pops Van Zant, his name is Christopher Brown. He's a writer and he also does board games. So he created this giant role-play game and tabletop game called Slaughterville. It's the same universe he writes his books in. Well, Pops and I were playing this RPG game in Slaughterville, and we played 2 rounds of this as these characters. And my character, of course, I wanted to be something fun to play, not, same old character, somebody interesting. And I just got off of playing a D&D round where I was a pirate cleric named Luz Butcher who would butcher everybody's name. And I found that the more kind of comedy I tried to work into my characters' adventures, the more fun it got. And so I came up with this character named Karen Needlemeyer, who is a Karen and owns a mayonnaise company. She calls herself the mayonnaise queen or the mayonnaise empress, Karen Needlemeyer. And she hates comic book writers. She hates any kind of art, creativity, D&D play, like all of that. She hates it, right? And so when people come on this show, they have to battle Karen in order to tell people about their stuff. And we've had people come on and like have drinking contests with Karen. We've had them come on and just battle verbally. They've tried to like flirt with her. They've tried to, everybody comes in with their own tactic of how to deal with Karen. But we call it extreme podcasting because it's an intentional dumpster fire every other week when we air this thing. And so Karen Needlemeyer is a thing now. Now she has her own commercial. Do you want to play the clip so people can see what she's like? And I apologize, she's not for everybody, but she is who she is. Starts out all nice, Karen. Nope.
Karen, you're gonna screw it up right from the get-go.
I don't understand. You had one job to do, sir, and that was to make sure we looked cool at the beginning. What are you doing?
Unmute yourself.
We're gonna do it again. God damn it. Didn't stick that landing.
But you stayed in character, and that was smart.
Well, it was all planned that way. That was the intention, was to come out and to not stick the landing. And what would Karen do? You just blame it on Dante, of course. Why, hello there. Just pretends it didn't happen.
Hostess with the hottest. I'm your hostess, Karen Needlemeyer with the mayo. With the mayo.
I'm your mayo queen. I don't know what the I'm doing here. What kind of show is this anyway, Dante? Dante!
What?
What are we doing? What is this? This is a show? This is the what? Do we have a guest?
Didn't you book somebody?
No. This was your job, and what is yours? Mine says Karen Needlemeyer. Yours says executive producer. It is your job to schedule the things. We've talked about this.
I produce the show. I don't book the guests.
I think there is a guest.
I thought you had some dude that we met a while back.
What's his name?
Chris something?
Chris Brown Pants. Chris Brown Pants. Brown Pants. That's it. Brown Pants. Okay. Thank you, Dante. Thank you. I was just gonna say, by the way, oh, Dante.
What now?
Where is my coffee? You were supposed to give me my coffee. It's
It
a
should
latte
be,
with
like,
a
right
shot of
there.
espresso, oat milk with strawberry puree, and a half a pump of sugar. I know I gave you these instructions this morning. I wrote it down.
Well,
Where is my coffee?
You picked a crappy B&B, Karen, because they got Folgers and creamers, and it's in that cup right next to you right there.
Oh, okay. This is my coffee. Thank you. I wanted my latte. What's in that coffee? What is in that? What did you say was in that?
Folgers and creamer.
Folgers and creamer. She's not a
That was
Folgers
not
and
my
creamer
order,
kind of girl.
Dante.
Where is my coffee?
That's all they have.
I don't like that creamer either.
Who is the manager of this B&B
Who's the
with
manager?
continental breakfast? I don't think they know what they're doing. It is so hard to get good help these days. I swear to God that you need to just go back over there and give them a piece of your mind. And I'm looking for. I don't understand why I can't have just the few good things. Where is the mute button? Where's the mute button?
Enough money.
She just rage pushes all the buttons.
Dante, where is the mute button? I'm going to just freaking.
I don't have enough.
That is that is a great show. I definitely recommend everybody check it out.
I almost want to bring back Hank the Alien Surfer instead of him interviewing fruits and vegetables and interview Karen because I think that would.
It's our version of Between Two Ferns. We usually end up roasting the guest at some point. They do get to show off their stuff, but Karen usually makes fun of it while they do it. So yeah, so you can get nice Laurie on the Tuesday Morning Brew, or you can get Killer Karen on Fridays. You choose your poison. Oh, we do have a blast, Pops.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Can Hank 10 be a guest sometime?
Yeah.
Karen
will be very, very confused. Might even be a little upset.
Yeah, that would be cool, man.
That would be funny if he just like randomly just totally dropped into the show unannounced. You know what I mean? Like we're having an interview with a guest, maybe about something alien related, and then you jump in. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, on my Hang 10 show before I did this show, I used to have Hang 10 interview fruits and vegetables and ask him, and he would ask the fruits and vegetables if they identified as a fruit or vegetable and why they identified as a fruit or vegetable. So that was
funny.
And that's long before this
that was
craziness.
Yeah, yep.
I started doing this and other things, and I didn't have time to do that anymore. But that's I want to bring it back and interview the jackfruit you murdered.
We'll have to find you a new jackfruit.
That would be good.
I mean, he might identify a hot sauce at this point.
That's funny. That would be hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, we had Laurie on because she has got a campaign going right now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to run out of show before we have the chance for Laurie to tell our audience out there a little bit about what her campaign is about and what she is up to these days.
Ooh,
so
look at that
tell us a
nice
little
number.
bit about Path of the Pale Rider. The namesake of tonight's show, in fact.
Thank you. So everybody, I mentioned I write comic books, but if you like things like Book of Eli, spaghetti westerns, The Walking Dead, Fallout, and a little sprinkle of Cocaine Bear on top, that's what this world is. Ish.
Is it like Jonah Hex too? Is that
Kind of. I mean, it's wild. It's weird West. It's weird future West.
Okay,
So,
so it's not the same time period, but yeah.
right. It's not.
Yeah.
And so in this world, what happened, Norm, is that death broke. So there was something that happened, and then things couldn't die correctly anymore. So your body can die, but your soul or your energy, it doesn't leave your body upon death. So you're still stuck in your body as you decay. And your brain is rotting, so that means you can lose your memories or might become violent or detached, vegetative. It hits everybody differently. And it's not just people, it's animals, insects, fish. Death is broken. So when that hits, things devolve back to the Wild West. We start the book actually 10 years into that apocalypse, and we're following this cowboy who's like the last guy who still gives a damn. That's the last guy still looking for the answer. I mean, if you think about it, like 10 years into any crisis, people have moved on. They're just trying to get by, right? But Jude St. Clair, our cowboy, is still on this mission to figure out what happened. And you're going to see things like undead bears and the fall of society. We have conspiracy theories about what happened. We have swarms of undead bugs. It's a wild place. It's very hard to survive. But the cool thing is that even the undead characters can still come back and be a part of the story. Thinking, you know what I mean? It's not like they're trying to eat you. They're not flesh craving. It's just you. It could be your neighbor, your mom, your coworker.
Their corpse continues to rot, but their brain still goes on.
Correct.
And they're still
But
functioning
they
in their regular
maintain
day.
Right. They maintain their humanity for a short period of time. Well, it hits, like I said, it hits everybody differently. And it all depends on how you die as well. Because if you get like a bullet through the head, you have less of your brain working than some of the others. So you might lose your humanity a little bit quicker. Right.
All I gotta say is you have a sampler of the comic in digital form.
I do.
And I found it on Global.
Oh, you did?
And I read it, and I cried for Diana Prince.
Didn't I tell you? I was like, people
You're
come
a
after
brutal
me.
bitch.
After
You're
that,
a brutal
yes, I
bitch.
am. I have this cup that sits right at my desk, and it says, "It's the tears of my readers. I drink them in the morning on the Tuesday morning brew. I drink your tears." Don't get attached to any one character in my story because I will probably kill them off sooner or later. Come on, you.
That's
Tears
like
of my readers. So
that's like a lot of
unbelievable
zombie TV shows. You
It's
get attached
it's
right
that
when
and
you
much
get
more.
attached is when they kill off the character.
well, I mean, I don't know, Bruce. You tell me.
I was like, oh my God, I was in shock.
And that's just the beginning. Like where we
And
are
all
now
that was left
was her
was
star.
the star.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I cried.
We have a lot of
So I
moments
get
like
it.
that that'll catch you off guard. That was book 1, book 4, end of book 3. So books 1 and 2 is very much a Western. You're in that 10 years of the apocalypse and you're with Jude St. Clair. You get to see the undead, you get to see the living and how they react to other living people, how they react to undead in some places. They're in a small town in Arizona called Santa Claus, which is a real place. And I always say, like, if anybody goes to Santa Claus, Arizona and takes a picture in front of the sign and sends it to me, I'm going to send you a whole set of books for free because I want that picture of Santa Claus. So you could do that.
What, in Arizona?
Santa Claus, Arizona.
That's funny.
Yeah. So in the story, they're there. And then books 3 and 4, we have a flashback. So you get to see Jude St. Clair on the day that Death went missing. He's a young man still living at home. He's an EMT. And so you see firsthand them try to save somebody and then ultimately how they come back and what happens with this guy when he comes back. This issue 3, when you read it, I apologize. It will remind you of living through the pandemic. And I just want to say I wrote this whole series, like the first 12 was finished. I started writing in 2018 and I had finished it in 2019. So this was before all that happened, just so you know.
Hey, Laurie.
They didn't lock us down until March 20th.
Laurie, we need to talk afterwards because I have an idea.
I know. I was like, Norm, we need to be friends.
Yeah, I have an idea for a story that you would love.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to write. I was trying to make it into a cartoon because I'm not really a comic. I'm more of an animator, but
Oh.
I don't have time to do that either. But
I was gonna say, I was like, now you're talking to me.
but I have a full-time job that takes up a lot of my time,
I
and
hear you.
a
Yeah.
girlfriend and this show, and yeah.
I
So,
feel you. I only have so much time in the day, especially right now
but
too.
I have an idea that I think you would love. I don't want to get too far into it and
Yeah.
spoil every, but
You don't.
it does follow along with your mindset. I
I
know
like
it.
it.
So,
Like it.
yeah.
So issues 5 and 6, we catch up in time and we move the story forward. So last issue 5 was huge. And we burnt everything down on the way out of Santa Claus. And you'll just have to see what I mean when you read that. But where we are now, issue 6 is a big deal. I've talked about this series since I started promoting the first issue, and issue number 7 is it's my favorite issue out of the first 12, which is the first arc. And so issue 6 sets that up. It's a great time to start reading Path of the Pale Rider because you'll be caught up and you'll understand what a big moment 7 is when we drop that. It'll be this summer when we Kickstarter that one. And so, it's a wild ride. You won't regret it. It's a fun ride because it's not just a comic book. We have a whole fan interactive segment that you can choose to participate in if you want, because we do riddles where you can touch the world of Path of the Pale Rider like it's real. Like we have hidden videos on YouTube. We have working phone numbers. We have hidden website pages. There's groups on Facebook. Like if you solve the riddles, you find these extra things.
Easter eggs.
Yes. We have
stole that from
the movie AI had the great campaign like that back in 2000. AI had one called The Beast. Well, that was the internal name, but
and
where
Batman
you
Begins.
Batman Begins had a lesser one, but where they baked the phone into the cake. We worked on that. They baked it in New York, and they had they baked the cell phone into the cake and had somebody go pick up the cake. That was actually
cool.
really cool. That was
Yeah, and then leaked it online, and everybody found out where to go and where to meet. And they gave out special limited edition fake newspapers, or they gave out
and the dollar
a
bills,
Joker card, or
a Joker dollar bill.
dollar bills.
I still have
right.
one of those from that campaign.
I never got my hands on one.
I
never got my hands on one.
We worked on it, so
yeah.
So
no, that's great. I followed, on the fringe. I didn't, as much as I wanted to go running into New York City. I was in the middle of a family crisis back then, so I couldn't really get as involved as I wanted to.
But the AI one, they hid the phone number in the poster. They put notches in the release date, and then if you count the notches, that was a phone number you call, and that's how the whole thing spun off.
We have a riddle
brilliant
on the back of issue, I think it's number 4, that if you figure that out, it's a working phone number. We have Morse code, we have ciphers, we have QR code scavenger hunts. So that's in addition to the comic. Like the comic book is the meat and potatoes.
I love those things.
The interactive makes it more
solidifying
fun.
our friendship, Norm. So. But yeah, so every issue that we release, there's another riddle. So you can go back and solve the old riddles. They're all still active. And so whenever you find us, they're there, for you to find and to touch that world. We do fan interactive short films. I'm actually overdue for one right now. We have 4 that are out. And we have like commercials for the undead retirement community, a news report, where we interview the fans and ask them what they think broke death. And so it's like conspiracy theories. We had one that was, it's called Call to Action, where it was me acting, which is, I'm not a great actress, but hey, we got through it. Having a dinner party, and then the undead resistance starts fighting back. What does that look like? And then the last one we did was called A Day in the Life. And it's focused on a small family, nuclear family, where the father died in the first 2 minutes, came back as undead, and how do you deal with that? The house was in his name, he's dead, right? can they still own that home? They lost his income. Can he help with the kids? Is he getting lost? He's sundowning and starting to act weird at night, ultimately becomes violent. So what do you do in that situation? We didn't get a real long segment of Jude dealing with one of his family members that happened to, because something happened that changed that situation for him real fast. But so it's like things that you have questions about, like what would happen if someone in the family died and we had to cope with that? What would that look like? And so that's usually what the short films are. We kind of go into things that we didn't have a chance to talk about in the comic. And again, if you don't want to be on screen acting, a lot of times in the credits, I'll take photos of our fans and I'll do things like, the third one, we had everybody send me a picture of them as a dead body. It was like, have someone take a picture of you lying on the ground. It's pretty easy, right? And then in the fourth one, I was like, everybody send me a creepy selfie. And I put it through like 6 photo filters and I zombified 40 people for the credits. It's amazing. We call them the zombie parade. It's great. And they all have like little reasons why they were collected. So the collectors in our world are like the police force. They go pick up the unruly undead and they ship them off to the retirement community, but no one ever sees them again. So no one knows what that really is. So
Logan's Run.
It could be. Yeah. There's a lot of theories about that. Someone's like concentration camps for the undead. Someone said using them as free labor until they break down. Someone else was like, they just incinerate all of them somewhere. So you never know, but we'll find out eventually. So yeah.
I have an idea, but I don't want to share it with you just yet. So.
Well, here's
it goes in with my story.
Rewards that intrigued me that I want to go ahead and bring up and just let you go ahead and comment on this one.
All right. So this is one of these stretch goals. So that's where we are now. We've been fully funded. The comic's going to get made. You're guaranteed to get your book. This is our 7th campaign. Obviously, we're getting you your things. We've never missed, fulfillment yet. But so stretch goals are the things that you get after we get to higher dollar amounts, right? And so this is a pack of scratch and sniff stickers. These are all designed by Gilbert Perez, the main artist of our comic. And I found a place that will print the stickers and scentify them. You heard me right. And so we have a beer scented, a barbecue sauce scented, and a zombie flesh scented sticker. And you want to smell them. I know you guys are beer fans, so the beer one is a given. I mean, we were talking about barbecue sauce, but throw a zombie flesh in there and it just rounds it out. So we just unlocked.
That's what got my attention. I have got to know what Dwayne's beer scratch and sniff smells like.
It smells like beer. Because when I talked to the Scentify place, I asked them to send me free samples, so I got to smell all of these, and they smell what they're supposed to smell like.
Well, have you thought about having jelly beans, like making jelly beans that, like, with the flavor? Instead of the scratch and stuff, that have a jelly bean.
A zombie flesh flavored jelly bean?
Yeah.
Norm, we're friends.
Roadkill.
They did it. No. Laurie, they did it for Harry Potter.
Yeah, they did.
I know.
They did it for Harry Potter.
Any flavor.
It was wild. That was another ingenious
I wouldn't even know
gimmick.
where to start.
Oh my god!
Roadkill. It's like
contact the jelly bean company. What's the name of the jelly bean company that did that for
Jelly
them?
Bellies.
Jelly Bellies.
Yeah.
It's like Jelly Bellies.
You can go to their website and order specific flavors. Like you can eat a whole bag of that popcorn flavored one.
And then you name them and you create your own little package and you can load them in there. You get skulls, you get a bear's head, you get a bear's claw.
That was the other thing. Someone said do gummy bears for Big James. And as long as things are shelf stable, I am certified to sell food items, shelf stable food items in the state of Texas. I use a loophole to get things to people because it's just it's a pledge, not a sale. There's a difference.
It's more of you give it away. It's like you don't charge real money for it.
Correct. You're pledging money and it's to help the project, and then you get items, prizes, reward. Right.
Some of them are edible. They just don't have THC in them.
Correct. We can't do that. No.
Although they wouldn't care, I don't think, what flavor they were if they had THC in them.
That would have to be a pretty good secret, though, because Kickstarter would definitely take down my whole campaign if that was the case. I do have a secret reward. I'm not saying it's that. It's definitely not that. But there are secret rewards on there. We have original art. You can get drawn into the comic. Gosh, we have so many cool things. We have Funko Pops. In the add-ons, you can get T-shirts, puzzles, keychains. I have canvas.
You actually have an acrylic pin.
I do. I have an acrylic pin of Big James. I have a whole button pack with different buttons that are based off our world. I have earrings.
Those would go great on my hat, and I would.
Yeah.
I found the acrylic bear one, but I didn't see the other one.
The button pack.
I didn't see the button back. Yeah.
I'll double check. But there is a button pack. It's 6 buttons. They're small. They're like 1-inch buttons, so it would go on a hat.
I have 100,000 hats like Cosmic does.
Yeah.
And I have vests, and I put them on my vest. I put them on my hats. I mean,
someone's talking about Build-A-Bear Big James. When we do trade paperbacks, I make plushies. And so we do have a plushie Big James. This is mine. These are sold out, unfortunately, of this original Big James, but there'll be more. We'll probably do either Big James or Sad Pancake, the accidental forever puppy, the puppy. So yeah, I have killed horses and puppies and children. No one is safe. Sorry. I drink your tears.
Do you have a crypto token yet, or
crypto? No, I don't. Norm's gonna help me financially. All right, here we go.
Well, no, I mean, like, you can make a token for anything. Like
I know that, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, well,
Norm does.
I don't have the time to do that, actually.
Oh.
I already got too many projects.
Stop offering your amazing services.
I wasn't offering a service. I was just giving you an idea for something you could maybe.
Well, with this community, I'm sure you'll find somebody who could help you probably do something along that vein. I mean, you've been opened up to a new world here with Pilled Foxhole, and the group of people that are here are pretty fine and functioning at levels beyond or close to, let's just say, Elon Musk's. I mean, Cosmic Grandpa alone, the stuff this man pulls out of thin air just blows my mind. He makes things that the average person is blown away by. I'm still waiting till he's finished with my ELO wall plaque. My ELO.
It's
not a clock. It's a plaque.
It's finished, Bruce. It just it needs you to get stable enough for me to ship it somewhere.
No. You're gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna come visit you. I'm gonna drive down to visit
That's
you.
right.
And then I'm gonna drive it back so I can hang it on my wall.
And we're gonna do it when there's a Steel City Con in town.
Yes, absolutely.
So that we can go to the con together.
What month is that?
I think the next one might be in April. We'll look it up.
Depends on when in April, because I'm going to be in Florida for part of April.
There's a big zombie con in Philadelphia. I think it's Monroeville.
Well, Cosmic's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's a Pittsburgh-centric show.
Ironically, Steel City Con is in Monroeville.
Is it?
Which is a suburb of Pittsburgh.
That mall is where they did one of the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, it's April 4th. Bruce is the next one. So if you're in
I'll still
Florida,
be in town. I'll still be in town.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's a date. We have to talk about this now. So, well, not right this second, but after the show, let's make it. Let's make it some time to just get that put into my calendar. And then we'll carry forward from there as we go. But let me digress and let's get on with the show, please. I'm sorry. Karen,
where are we?
Talking about your...
Gosh.
We were talking about the Kickstarter. Do you want me to... I don't know if there's anything else do you want me to talk about?
I just called you Karen.
You did call me Karen. I was trying to gloss over that. Cox had mentioned in the comments, and he's absolutely correct. Once we have 7 more backers at 100 backers, we release another poker card. And so every 50 backers since I think the 3rd campaign, we've been unlocking a poker deck. And so we're going to continue to build the poker deck as we go. It's in these stretch goals.
There we go.
And so,
There's
like,
the
this
cards.
chip will kind of show you some of the other cards that we've unlocked. If you want to start building your poker deck, I recommend that you get the past ones and then come on every campaign. Even if you get like the lowest, it doesn't matter. Physical tiers all get poker cards. And you come every campaign, you get a whole poker deck for free. You know what I mean? Here's the one that we unlocked at 50 backers this campaign, this gorgeous Ace of Spades with the skull on it. That's designed by David Rodriguez. And so we're going to flip another card shortly. We need 7 backers to do that. Doesn't matter how much you're backing. That's the back of the card. This is the white deck. There is also a black deck, but I'm not going to release it until we finish the white deck. So we got a little ways to go, but the campaign is bumping. We're having fun as we always do. If you follow some of my socials, you'll see some of the crazy things that I put together to promote the campaign, like Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink, who's the town drunk who knows how the apocalypse started, or does he?
Is he like Jack Handy? Does he do him like Jack Handy?
He's like, what's the first one we did, Pops? It was like, is it still called a living room? If everybody's undead, is it still called a living room? Like stuff like that. It was like Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink. And then at the end, he's like, "Hey, Jude, wait up!" Goes running by. So we do silly stuff. I have a blow-up bear suit, so I dress up as Big James and run through the streets and chase people, fall down the stairs.
Does he have deep thoughts like Jack Handy? Is like, I've always been afraid of clowns. I think that's because my parents were killed by clowns when I was a child.
We did a clowns one. It was, does Big James avoid eating clowns because they taste funny?
Yeah. Well, zombie clowns would be more horrifying than real
terrifying,
clowns.
Right? Everybody's like, kill it! And he's like, no, wait, I'm just a clown. They're like, kill it anyway, kill it with fire. Like, we should write like a short story of this poor guy who was a clown in life and then became undead, and everybody is afraid of him, even though he's just a nice guy. But they're always like, run him over with the car.
Actually, a friend of mine, our actual old coworker, did start a zombie comic.
Yeah,
but
with the clown.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, I'll talk to you about that later. Maybe.
Funny.
Yeah, they do taste funny.
That's what the cannibal said. This tastes funny.
And the prostitute said the same thing.
Gross.
Sorry.
So anyway, Path of the Pale Rider is a blast. It's dark, funny at times. We have a good time together. We play games. We name puppies and then kill them. Not for real in the comic, but you definitely won't be disappointed. It's a blast. You can get cool merch and then come along and we will smash a jackfruit or something else pretty soon. We're gonna get there. We have to write. What's that?
You have very dark humor in the book.
I do. You haven't even gotten to some of the funny parts yet, Bruce. Like, it's funny. Jude St. Clair utilizes American Sign Language. You find that out in book 2.
Okay.
And he's playing a poker game, and he just calls people like douchebag and asshole and stuff with his hands because nobody can read ASL. And so he's losing at poker and calling people names because he thinks it's funny. So
what happens when he runs across somebody that does a Spanish sign language?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. He might understand it. It depends on what the crossover is,
but my friend studied ASL, and I had that question about him. Once, like, what happens? Because he was Mexican. I was like going,
yeah.
What happens when you run across somebody that speaks Spanish? Is it different?
They might have some things the same, but other things might not be, like, completely different. So I don't know.
That would be something interesting.
Yeah. So it's just
and does ASL have different dialects in different parts of South America?
It's American Sign Language. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that look like in South America?
Is it South? Is it South American Sign Language or North American? They didn't
That's
really.
what Norm was asking. He was like, "What if Jude ran into someone who spoke a different dialect of sign language? It would be interesting." Yeah. Never know.
I've always thought sign language was weird that way because, like, yeah,
Different
I
dialect,
grew up with like a lot of deaf kids, and sometimes I just thought I tried to learn sign language and I thought it was gibberish. I was like, how are we supposed to get that from this? I don't understand.
There's slang too.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole thing. I when I was trying to learn it, I couldn't understand my friends.
Yeah. You're like, that is not what you're saying to me right now. Yeah, don't say
it was like gibberish. It was like that, yeah.
Bruce, we have a t-shirt. We have a t-shirt of that. What you just did, it's Jude St. Clair doing the bullshit sign, and then it says POTPR below it with hands. We have fun, okay? It's a good time to come on board.
Yeah, that was one of the first sign languages I learned after this one, right?
I love you. And then
exactly.
Shit.
Yep.
T-shirt. We got a t-shirt. I told my mom she wasn't allowed to get that one because she works at church. I was like, Ma, you can't wear that to work. You're going to wear it to church and get in trouble. I'm like, no.
You think somebody there would understand the sign language?
They might. And then she'll be there like, do you know what that means? Get in trouble.
And then she can play dumb.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
My daughter just made it for me.
Yeah, and then I get thrown under the bus. God, that's great. To the church and people, too. Like, no. Thank you.
Well,
yeah, I have stories about people like trying to. There was a Monty Python skit where they. Okay, never mind. We won't go into that.
Gotcha.
Right. We're winding down now. We've only got about.
Actually, Bruce, I just wanted to let you know, Zozo just dropped in the chat. He has canceled his show for tonight. He's just got too many things going on. Nothing catastrophic, but he's just got too many things going. So we are free to run as long as we choose to run.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, the edible just kicked in.
Yeah, Bruce looking at his drink thinking, uh-oh. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Maybe, maybe.
I didn't get to show you.
On top of,
we haven't even gotten to knives yet. So
we haven't even gotten into the knives. But I was just looking at my drink, and as I'm looking at my drink, I'm feeling the edible just kicked in.
Yeah. I can always come back and show off swords. We don't have to do it tonight.
No, I want to see the sword.
No, we can do because I've got a shit ton of stuff back home that I would love to show you. So you will be back, and we will do more on knives. I mean, I only have my immediate go-tos. I have my EDCs. I go with everywhere. You know, everyday carry. They're everywhere carry for me.
Yeah.
So, and I had to pack them on the plane. I had to make sure they went in my luggage and not in my carry-on.
Yeah.
And yet my knife sharpening files wound up in my backpack. I forgot all about them. So I have my knife files in my freaking backpack that I carried onto the plane, and they stopped me for it at JFK, and they pull them out, and I go, oh, those are the jeweler's files. We work in silver. We work in precious metals.
Smart.
And they just took them and put them back in the thing, and off they went in my backpack with me on the plane. Now they're this fucking long.
Yeah,
but they're rounded. They're rounded and they're flat. There's no sharp edges, but they're sharpening files. They actually, I just
TSA made me throw away my orange-handled Home Depot screwdriver that I accidentally left in my briefcase.
JFK made me throw away wire crampers. They were $15 wire crampers, and they told me to go check them for $20. I was like, these are $15 wire crampers.
That's nice. That's a nice one.
Yeah. So this is one side's coarse, one side's fine, and so I have this one's got two different versions of coarseness. So it goes from the highest version of coarseness to a little thinner, and then thinnest. So there's four sides that you sharpen with, and they were in my backpack in the original baggie that they came in, and I'm like, fuck, why did they pull my bag? I'm like, I checked everything, They had fallen all the way down to the bottom of the backpack, and I put my laptop itself right on top of them. So I didn't even know they were fucking in there because they laid flat like this, and the tablet came down right on top of it on the edge. I'm so thankful they didn't take them away because these were not cheap.
Right.
These were not cheap. But yeah, I was like, oh man, I got to remember to take them out of the backpack and put them into the suitcase this time so we don't get them confiscated.
After I got these swords, I got some stones. These were traditionally sharpened with round stones.
Correct.
And I got some.
And you have to
they're
stay
in a
at the
wooden
right
box.
angle.
Yeah,
they're in a stay at the right angle with them.
I've never used them, so I've never really sharpened.
And you have to use a specific kind of oil.
It came
kind of oil.
It came with the oil and the stones and yeah.
That would be a whole topic I would love to cover at some point because I have tried endlessly to sharpen kitchen knives and I cannot do it.
There is a special tool that is made for the kitchen. It's a handle with a block that comes out, and it's got the angles.
Oh yeah,
with
I have
stones built in, and I have that.
I have one of
use it
those
in my kitchen.
I have the
my
stones. I've watched all the professional stuff.
I'll show you.
Yeah, you got to be on the right angle with it when you're rubbing it across the stone, and nice.
This
wow,
is,
what is that?
I'm sorry.
I was going to say what brand of blade is that?
Custom made in the Philippines. This is
nice.
one and only Gunting, and it is double sided up to about here. So from here to here, yeah, it is sharp on the back end too. So it makes it really nice for when you like parry backwards. You can get behind the hand, get behind the weapon, and it still works really nice. It's super light. I think I did my first slice and dice. The watermelon went with this one. And so this is really nice. It has a nice belt loop on it, so you can wear it. This is functional. Gorgeous.
So how did you come across that one?
Friends of mine that go to the Philippines and they buy knives and bring them back, and then they kind of like they put it out there. So a friend of mine named Brian Rodriguez brought this one back. He also does make weapons. I have two of his. I have his hairpin. This is a composite hairpin, so it's a little bit stronger than your typical wood, but this is so functional. This is the one I
Hold on one second. Yeah. Hold on one second. Cosmic, if you're still there, can you blow up Karen so we can see you?
Calling me Karen. My name is right here.
Laurie. It's Laurie.
Laurie. Jesus Christ. Laurie. Laurie, I'm thinking of Killer Karen all this time. Just
Bruce, this is what you were talking about earlier, Bruce, right?
Yeah, that thing.
That's correct.
These
That's
don't
correct.
work. These suck. These suck.
Yeah,
I
have one of those, and
it does work.
You gotta get like the wet.
It's sharp. Oh, you gotta get the right one. There's certain ones that they're not all the same.
This is a name brand. I don't know. It's German.
Yeah. What is it? Swiss Army?
No.
Is it the Wenger one?
Yeah.
Is it the Wenger?
But
yeah, it's not deep enough.
Of me moving around with this with my teacher. This is lethal. This is lethal, and you can't disarm it because of the hole through it, and so it's easy to grab. It's easy to retain.
The finger grip.
Yeah, it's
got a finger grip. Yes.
And then it's just for those who are not not trained as in depth as some of us, you can just use motor.
Say not knife savvy.
Yeah, large muscles. You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to finesse.
Our armpit works well too. Right in the armpit,
into the arteries, into the neck. Yeah. I even use this like just to poke a few holes, go for eyeballs.
The inner thigh, the eyeballs. The inner thigh actually has some big arteries too. So.
Yeah. No. Cosmic, could you make Laurie the main screen? I want to see that that hair piece she's got. Just hold it up for everybody. Take your finger out of it and just hold it up if you can. Put your hand behind it if you can. The hole, over the hole. Because the hole is blending out. There you go. Nice. That is. I want one of those for Elvia. Oh my God.
These are great. And this is why I wore my hair up for the show, is because it's been chilling in my hair this whole time. It's super easy to get. It's the quickest thing that I could. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, if you're wearing a jacket and you're wearing a shirt, you got to pull up your shirt to pull, like you have to practice that just like you would practice taking out any kind of weapon. So you have a pull. Let me see how that one deploys.
So this is a belt knife, and I wear this when I go into New York City all the time. No joke. I wear it all the time.
I'm laughing at Chrissy.
And I literally put my finger, because it's on my left hip, I put my finger in the ring hole that I put on the lanyard. That's the paracord that's already here. So I got this with the paracord on it, but I have it so the ring faces out. So I slide my finger in at my waist, and it's in my hand.
Yeah, that's the way to go. It's
and
still...
I can swing it around. I can, I can take it off and then spin it around in my hand. I can let go of it and drop it and catch it in my other hand. You see the TV shows where the guy gets his arm barred and he's got the knife, he drops it and catches it with the other hand and stabs the guy anyway. It's like, I practice that shit all the time.
This one is another custom. This is another custom piece. This is by Gunfighter Custom. This is Jared Franklin, who's a knife maker.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's gunmetal, so you can't see, but he has a skull that's been burnt into the blade here. He has a really cool, it's a skull with an army helmet on. That's kind of his symbol. But beautiful. And do you see how perfectly it fits my hand? Mm-hmm. This is what I love about having knife makers as friends, is another martial artist, is because most of the stuff that I get is too big for me. All the karambits, the hole is too big to spin around. And so when you get someone that's like, can you measure your hand for me? And it fits my fingers perfectly, that's amazing. There's always weapons that you can get, from Walmart, from wherever, but they're too big. They're not, they don't fit a woman's hand. And so this one is Jared Franklin. He's
you need to get the petite knives that a lady's knife. Yeah, a petite lady's knife.
Petite knife. Well, this one too. I have this one right here. This is another Brian Rodriguez with the hairpin. He made this as well. And we were talking about a way to turn this into some kind of a pendant, so you can have it look like a necklace like this. And even if you were to use a jeweler's saw and cut out a design or something to make it look ornate, but you could still deploy it very quickly. And it's just stainless steel. It's super sharp, but it's more like a hook. It's not sharp on the backside at all, but it's just, again, it's fit for my hand. So, it's one thing to like knives. It's another thing to have knives that are made for you. I think that's awesome.
That is awesome. Custom stuff is beautiful. Mm-hmm. I find some stuff when I go traveling down to Florida. When we drive down, we take the Blue Ridge Parkway sometimes when we come back, so we can actually do some sightseeing. And there are some places there where the guys make their own knives, and I've picked up some really nice ones over the course of the last 4 years. We drive back and through from Florida, and we go through the Blue Ridge Mountain.
One more
area. Oh, nice.
It's a karambit. This is the one that was also made for me. This is by my friend Taki Kabir. And his company is called Bit Blades. And this one I like because, again, it's custom fit for my finger. And it has a nice Purple Heart handle. This is just a trainer, so it's not, I keep it upstairs. It's not really meant for fighting, but it's just kind of meant to train with and fun. And it's super tiny. But these are the ones that they would poison. Right? And so you would just have to scratch and then leave.
You also have to make sure you don't scratch yourself with them. I remember
that too is important. But they always say if you smell it and if you smell someone carrying a blade and they smell like flowers, that's when you need to leave because they're here to kill you. It's poison. So, but yeah, I love this. You can have it in both grips if you want. You put your pinky through there. You have it with a traditional grip, but really nice stuff. So I got more, but this is enough.
When I was taking knife fighting classes, that was one of the big things is how not to stab yourself, because they said a lot of times people would jab like this and stab themselves in the leg.
Oh yeah. If you're in that like reverse grip, right?
Yeah, in the reverse grip. Yeah.
Because when I would teach, and people were in this grip, a lot of times, people are coming in fast, and I wouldn't even bother to try to disarm or block. I would just redirect their strike, and they would just stab themselves right in the groin, right in the leg, and then fight's over. I never touched the weapon, officer. That man killed himself.
Yeah. That was like one thing we were taught is like never hold the knife like that, first of all, and then redirect, and then they'll stab themselves.
A lot of times, yeah. And we got another backer. Woo! So 6 backers to that poker card. All right. Thank you. Whoever backed. Oh, I can smell it. Now I gotta go figure out which one I'm releasing next. I know which one. I'm just kidding. I am prepared.
I'm going to try and get back on once we're off the show, because I did try the other day and it didn't work.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi went out, and I was like, thank God we're at least off the show. And I couldn't get in on the buy-in. So on the campaign, sorry. Anyway,
well, it goes until the 28th.
I'm due for another prank.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm going to do it now, because we're going to be leaving for San Pedro de Cajas soon to go have fiesta in San Pedro de Cajas. Fiesta time. So festival time. And we were going to show some of the dancing, but I didn't get a chance to send Kaz the video because I didn't think we'd have enough time, seeing as we had Laurie with us, or should I say Karen with us.
Stop.
I know.
This is Laurie for sure. Like, when you're getting Karen. She's a shit show. We have an episode this Friday. Oh, gosh.
Oh, God. Am I still going to... What's the date on Friday?
What is the date on Friday? The 21st.
We'll already have a guest booked, I'm sure.
Oh, it's already recorded, honey.
Oh, there you go. It's in the can.
Those aren't live. Those are recorded on purpose because of how just ridiculous they are. So we have to. We did a live one once, but we were trying to challenge someone to come on the show and go toe to toe with Karen, and no one would. So recorded they are. Yeah, Bruce, you should definitely come on Killer Karen, though. I agree.
I will have an absolute blast with it. Yep. And maybe I'll go head to head with Karen.
Awesome.
Yeah, I will have fun. But I do need to get another beer, and I know there is some backup video that I sent to Cosmic with some photos from.
Oh yeah, we've still got Bruce on the loose in Peru, and we actually have a segment that we haven't done in a while. We've got a what the heck.
Well, where do you want to go from here?
Where do you want to go first? Well, let's do the what the heck, and then we'll go to Peru. How about that?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Those are always fun.
To introduce Laurie, we have a segment that we do on the show where we show our audience something, and we let them try and maybe figure out what it is, and we call it...
What the hell is even that?
Awesome.
And so this is tonight's what the hell is even that? So this is just a little something that I ran across the other day, and I'm waiting for it to get out there, and there it is. Now it's showing up out there so the audience can see it, and see if anybody has a guess at what that might be.
I actually know what that is.
I don't spoil it for everybody
Somehow
else.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I do have a couple other pictures. Here's another picture. It does give away the fact that there is an attachment. There is actually a pressure gauge that attaches
just noticed
to the bottom.
What's the actual term, though? I know what it's used for, but what's the actual term for that? I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, that's...
Just don't say it. Let the audience chime in.
I think I know, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Syllabore says potato masher that applies the gravy.
Delicious.
I'm sure there's a need for that, but I don't know if there is. I need one of those actually.
TL says valve for a pressure cooker. Jayla says that would be a cool invention, Syllabore. Potato masher that applies the gravy. So that's the pictures that I had. You can tell there's a latch at the top. It's it measures something in bottles, Val Kimber says.
The gauge is giving it away a little bit. I think I know what it's for, but I'm not going to say either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I know what it might be for, but yeah.
Has anybody caught up in the chats yet? Oh, Woody M goes, it's a Chinese popcorn cannon. That's funny. All right.
I like how you appreciate the humor in that, Bruce, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... Oh, there's TL. Is it a fire sprinkler head? Syllabore says bottle pressurizer.
Well, I don't think it would be... A bottle would be like glass, so I don't think it would...
I think it's reading the pressure on something.
On like some sort of container, correct. But I don't think it would be a bottle. Because a bottle would be glass. So
I'm thinking it goes on some large canister, because if you look at it this way and then show it the other direction, it's sitting inside this wire frame of some kind.
Some sort of CO2 canister for like
something. So no idea. But
Peggy Dancer says pressure stabilizer on a submarine. Val Kimber says Anderson Cooper's marital aid. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give the answer away. And believe it or not, Woody M wins our award for tonight.
It's a popcorn popper.
Going to be very surprised by this, but lo and behold, okay, where's my darn video?
Oh, good, you have a video.
Where are you?
They use it for making popcorn and for
There it
like
is.
puffed rice. Check this out, man. It's crazy.
Little salt. Seal it up. Tighten it up to make sure that it can handle the pressure.
And they spin
There's your
it.
wire frame. Over a little sterno. Now we're going to heat it
cool?
up. Now watch this.
Watch, this is nuts. Into a bag.
3、2、1，开爆！
Instant popcorn.
It all popped at once.
That's fucking wild.
Popcorn.
I thought he was kidding. I thought that was a joke, but it's Chinese popcorn cannon.
There you go. Well,
I was trying to contain myself because I was nodding. I was like,
Now I want one. I want one of those so bad now.
Yeah. Can you imagine
Video
instead
one
of
more
a bag,
time,
you get it over your neighbor's fence?
Play the video one more time, Cosmic. That was good. That was wild.
You want to see that one more? All right, let me see if I can play that one more time. There it is. Oops, wait. Let me.
I love the way he put it over the flame and just like rotated it around.
Off and on. There we go.
Yeah. So it gets an even heat.
Right. That was cool.
Genius.
I want one so bad. Okay.
There it is.
I wonder what else you can pop in there.
What's he adding to it? Salt? Is that salt?
Yeah.
Salt.
Seasoning
That's
of
just
some
salt.
kind.
Yeah. I had to look that up because I was wondering if that was something to change the pressurization or something, but no, they were just salt tablets.
So how do you know it's done is the question. It gets to a certain.
You got to look
pressure.
at that little meter at the pressure meter. That's what
meter?
the pressure gauge at the bottom is for.
I heard the
When it
bell.
hits a certain pressure.
Come on.
It's like popping a bottle of champagne. It'll scare you every time.
好的，玉米倒出来。
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
There it is.
Could you put the butter in it with it, or the butter would not allow it to?
I think you would have a severe splashing risk if you had butter in there.
Hot butter out of there?
You would have butter on the ceiling, on the floor, on the far wall, on the
Across the street.
You would need a different type of bag. Yeah, because the bag is like a mesh.
It has to be because of the amount of pressure. If you would have put a bag that wasn't mesh over that, it would just explode.
And if it had butter through that mesh, it would be like, yeah, that would be horrible.
You could also make modern art.
Yeah, but then you just turn it upside down.
Jackson Pollock.
There you go.
And the reason I said that it was ironic that Woody called it a Chinese popcorn pop cannon is because I originally found the video on YouTube of how to use it, but lo and behold, when I went to look it up, the place where I got those pictures was Temu. So that's where you can buy one. You probably can't buy one made in the United States because it's not safe.
Probably not. I don't know. There was one on Amazon because that's where I looked it up. I was trying to see if there was a specific name for that, and there wasn't. It was just high pressure popcorn maker. That was it.
It's not in English.
Yeah, popcorn cannon is the name I kept seeing on the Chinese websites.
And that's a translation. So yeah.
You can find it under small appliances.
It's illegal, and yeah, I have to go to Chinatown to see if I can find one of those.
It's not made in the U.S. Apparently.
Well, no, I found this meat tenderizer in Chinatown. I put in my zombie apocalypse bug out bag because it's
That's
great.
hilarious.
This is a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, it says Daryl Dixon.
Yeah, but it's I found this in Chinatown. I thought it was great for the zombie apocalypse bug out bag.
Nice.
Because you guys have a zombie apocalypse bug out bag, right? You have a bug out bag for the financial fall, bug out bag for zombie apocalypse, or earthquake one, of course, because everybody needs one.
I don't have that.
What?
We have a storm shelter. Because we're like we're about 35 minutes away from Oklahoma. That's how far north in Texas we are.
A tornado.
So we're a tornado. Prone area.
Yeah.
Wait, where were you guys?
We're north of Dallas.
Okay, because my daughter's in Oak City.
Where is that?
Oklahoma City.
Okay, oh yeah. I'm going to
OKC.
a Comic-Con next weekend. It's in Durant. So like the Choctaw Casino.
Choctaw, yeah, the Choctaw Casino. That's where my daughter went to high school, Choctaw.
Yeah, okay. So that's like an hour away from where I am in Texas.
Oh, so when I go visit my daughter, we're getting together. You're coming out. We'll get that'd be awesome.
So when I was doing the Hang Ten Alien Surfer videos, and I was interviewing fruits and vegetables, and why I always wondered why Oklahoma State vegetable was a watermelon. And I try to get a straight answer from the watermelon on my show. So when you're in Oklahoma, can you get a straight answer from me? Because I never understood that.
I can ask people. Well, I'm at the Comic-Con dressed up as an apocalypse cowgirl. They might look at me funny.
But what? Why is it? So we're in Oklahoma. So why is the Oklahoma State vegetable a watermelon? Because it's not a
vegetable.
Yes, look it up. It's actually
that's weird.
Sorry, that's just a weird question. I've been wondering about Oklahoma ever since I've learned it.
That's so funny. I Googled it, and that's the first thing that came up. Oklahoma State vegetable is a watermelon, but why?
Yeah, that's. It just makes them sound stupid. But They're not botanists, I guess. I don't know. They don't know the difference between a fruit and a vegetable.
Isn't a watermelon like? Is it technically a berry or is it like a
Well,
squash?
a berry is. Yeah,
Watermelon is a berry, yes.
but that is a fruit.
Qualifies as a berry, which is a fruit, but it grows like a squash.
And their state. Okay, well, here is their state fruit.
What's their
is
state
strawberry, which is not a berry. Oklahoma is weird.
I don't live there. That was my best thing. They're adopted. They're adopted.
Indeed. All right, Bruce, did you want to take a little Bruce on the loose in Peru? I can set that up.
I wish I'd sent you the other videos because there are some fun ones. But I sent you pictures, which I can elaborate. So let's roll.
Yeah, I got a picture, and I don't have them. I have them in the order that you sent them, actually.
Okay, that was from
which
that was
means
from
that the really funny one is going to come up like 6th or 7th.
Okay,
the one on the airplane.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So this is, well, you'll hear the story.
I heard it.
Oh, you heard it? Okay. Oh, yes, you did.
No, that's right. She was there Thursday, Bruce, remember.
So this is Thursday night. This was a test shot to see that it was a reasonably good vantage point to use for my podcasting tonight or that night. Go ahead. So there's Elmo on a motor scooter. I saw the guy holding the helmet, and it was covered in fern. I didn't see the eyes or the nose yet because he had it tilted the other way. As he lifted up the helmet to put his key into the ignition, you saw the back of the eyes. And I said, oh my God, I got to get a picture of this guy. So I yelled at him. I said, yo, bro, put it on. So he's like, he nodded, gave me a thumbs up, puts the helmet on, and I took a picture of him before he drove away. And I got this one, and there was another one, but I only sent this one. It was fucking hysterical. You got Elmo on a scooter riding through San Isidro, Peru, delivering food. It's fucking hysterical.
Is that some gimmick that the food delivery company does to like have Elmo or your favorite like Muppet?
It's his helmet. It's his helmet. Everybody has their own. One guy had a Joker painted on it, like really like demon-like Joker. So the mouth was Joker's. The lens was Joker's smile, so it was turned upwards, and he had eyes, and he had the green hair painted on the back. And so everybody's got their own helmet. You know, they represent themselves. It's like Cosmic and I wearing hats. You know, and we've got our characteristics about us. So this guy's characteristic was Elmo, and it was fucking hysterical. I got a picture of him, and I couldn't help sharing it. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah, that's funny. Like my alien. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so this is my adopted daughter and her husband, Kumar, Fiorella and Kumar. She came to America to study while she was an exchange student. She was also doing nannyship, or it was a company called Cultural Care Au Pair. She was our au pair for almost 3 years. She's like a daughter to me. I helped teach her English by watching Rescue Me on TV. I would record it during the day, well, that night, and I'd get home from work or wherever, and we'd sit down after dinner, and she and I would sit and watch this TV show, and she'd have the remote control and stop it whenever she didn't understand a phrase or a word or something. So I taught her English by watching Rescue Me with Dennis Leary when she was living with us. Yeah, it was great. This is in...
That's a great way to learn a foreign language, actually, is to watch it in a different...
Watching cartoons. Watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, the cartoons are easier because you get quick little bites much faster. But this is in San Isidro. This is a couple of blocks away from our apartment that we're Airbnb-ing in for this next 2 weeks. This was the Finland embassy around the corner from the synagogue that I go to when I'm here in town. And I was walking the corner, and I saw this, and I'm like, I got to get a picture of this. Kaz, show the next one. So that's the consulate right there. Lima, San Isidro, Peru is the hub for, or Lima is the hub for a lot of the consulates of all the different worlds. And it's just amazing, different parts of the world. And there was the India consulate. I didn't take pictures of it, but we're just around the corner from the Indian consulate here. India.
That's a pretty nice consulate for a small country. Finland is such a
Yeah,
small.
it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's an old mansion. These are probably 50, 60 years old, even older, probably. And this, of course, is the nasty monkey of a woman who sat next to me. Her husband was on the other side of her. She was climbing all over her fucking seat. She got on the plane and within inside of 5 minutes took off her shoes. Within inside of 10 minutes took off her socks and then proceeded to put her fucking feet all over me, my left thigh, and the seat in front of her because she was a freaking monkey. She literally was like sleeping upside down and like backwards, and she was 8-hour flight I had to put up with this stupid bitch. Oh my God, what a nightmare. I would have liked Big James to have been there at that point. So is this the video, Cosmic, or this is just the photo?
I've got video that goes with this. Yeah.
All right, you want to play the video next so we can explain what this is?
Yeah. Let me play the video. Here we go.
Pachamanca. So here we are in San Felipe with my fiance, my darling dear Elvia. She and I are here with the family, and we are. Hola! And here we are, her family is making pachamanca, which is in the earth. Pacha meaning earth, and manca, I guess, to munch, to enjoy, to food. And so that's what's going on here. This was a pyre. They dig a hole in the ground that goes down. We did pachamanca once before. Well, I think I showed you guys on video last year when I was here. And it's just amazing because what they do is they dig down in the ground, they put wood in the bottom, and then they put rocks on top of the wood, and then they put more wood in, and they torch the shit out of it. The rocks get nice and hot. These are the rocks here that they used earlier, and they've already cooled off, so it's been cooking underneath. And now, cousin, una más por favor, nombre? Julia. Julia. Prima Julia is now just uncovering it a little bit so it'll cool off, but it's been cooking in the ground underneath the tarps with rocks underneath it. This is an amazing way to cook. It's goes back to the days of Inca, and just as you give to the earth, Pachamama, so does the earth give to us. 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne, and I thought I'd just give you a little bit of history out here, how they're cooking. And it's Mom's 96th birthday party. So we're going to go have fun and party with everybody. So we'll catch you guys on the flip side. For 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne, having fun in Peru. Ciao. So there's a lot more to Pachamanca than my quick explanation, but I didn't want the video to be 20 minutes long. It's lined with bricks. This Pachamanca pit, it's like we cook barbecue on gas grills. They cook pork in the earth. It's amazing. It's a regular Pachamanca pit that's outside the back of Elvia's brother-in-law and sister's house, which is around the corner from her mother's house. And I think we did Pachamanca last year, didn't we, Cosmic? Didn't I show you that?
I couldn't find it. I looked for it, Bruce, and I couldn't find it.
Okay, so this is actually with her plate of Pachamanca. It's layered in there. There's mine, and it's predominantly all pork roast, 2 regular potatoes, giant green beans, something called omita, which I have the video of. It's a cornmeal that's spiced with a special kind of seasoning and then rolled in. We would use banana leaves, but it's omita. I forget the leaves that they use, but it's like a tamale. It is a tamale of some kind. It's Peruvian tamale. It's called omita, and it's cornmeal. And this is what the plate looks like. Absolutely delicious. The other potato there, this is grandma's birthday. They call her muñeca, which in Spanish means doll, little doll. So everybody calls her muñeca. She's literally 4'11", so she is a little doll of a woman. And that's my soon-to-be stepdaughter, Angie, on the inside of me, next to Muneca, Elvia, and then on the far side is Milagros, and that's Elvia's other daughter, my other stepdaughter. So here we
And
go.
remind everybody again which birthday of hers this was. What number?
96th birthday party.
Wow.
96th birthday party.
She looks
They
great.
we left at 8:30. They continued partying on till almost 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. They were supposed to come here this morning for like a brunch. They were supposed to be here at noon. Well, one by one, they all called off. So they're coming tomorrow for lunch instead. So we're gonna have family lunch in here at the apartment. And there's her cake. There's her cake. And there's her great grandson. Oh my God, amazing. 96 years old.
Crazy.
God bless.
That's great.
And there's me and Muneca. So 96 years old, God bless her. Now, this was part of their dance. I have video footage of this. I should have sent it to you guys. It was great. Anyway, these are actually ceremonial festival dresses and ponchos that they wear, and they have this festival every year this time. We're actually leaving here. I want to say we're leaving on the 20th. We're going to be in the car for like 8 fucking hours if we don't get mud flooded out, because there are mud floods going on here as well, because it's rainy season there in San Pedro de Cajas. 96-year-old grandma. Yep. God bless her. Thank you, P. Dan. And so this is part of the family, just everybody sitting around. It's a backyard party, man. It's not a garden party, as what's his name sings about out there in California, but it's a backyard party. They literally live their backyard is just abutment up to a town park. So it's the town of Comas, which now is not a really nice area. But back in the 40s and 50s, that Comas was a very wealthy area, because you had a lot of older farmers that had moved from the villages into the city area, and Comas was the entrance, the beginning of the city area. You literally go past the park that Elvia's family lives at, and on the other side of it is a giant part of the Andes mountain range, and you actually see the cardboard homes there, literally sitting there, different colors from blues and yellows and oranges, just kind of like stuck together. I mean, this is a third world country, and you have your mountain people here, just like we do in North Carolina. You know, it's the northern tier of North Carolina or Tennessee. You know, you've got your people that live off the land, and they're doing it. They're doing it. So this is my retirement community. I'll be very happy to be here. But we're going to stay close. We're going to stay closer to the beach in San Isidro. What else
Is
do
that
we
the
have?
last one I had?
I think that was
forward.
that's.
I think
this
that
is
was
the
it.
dance.
Yep.
Oh, this one right here.
There's one more.
So this is
There we go.
This is Elvia dressed in ceremonial garb for the festival that we're going to next week, and her costume is in the car. And it's a whole dance. It's all about dance, and I have so much video. They got my fat ass up to dance, which was funny as hell. I have video of that, so maybe I'll send that to you for another.
Next
when we have
for
a little
next
bit extra
week.
time. Yeah, we can
Bruce
do
will
next
be on the loose in Peru for the next several shows.
And
So we'll have
Yeah, I think
showing us his dance moves, this Peruvian dance moves.
yeah, 3 more shows. Yeah, so I may miss our the last week I'm here. I may miss that because I'll be packing for the flight for that next morning. So we'll see. But regardless, this is fun. And Karen, Killer Karen,
Stop it!
Killer Karen.
I'm here. I turned my camera off because it was having like a seizure. I didn't want to give anybody issues, so I turned it off. I'm still here though.
There you go. It was doing what I call the max headroom.
Yes.
You were max headrooming.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't figure out what it was trying to focus on. If it was the boom mic or my arm, or My shirt, it doesn't like bright colors sometimes. I wear, my cool shirt
green
path,
screen.
and it freaks
Wait,
the
I
heck
just
out.
green screen, glitching it.
when you blur the background, sometimes it does have problems focusing on certain things. And
I've tried green screen. It didn't like that on Thursday's show neither. So
Yeah, it's
here we are.
He was glitching along.
This is Evie Mux. It has done something weird and different for everybody. Everybody has a different issue with it.
I had to stop using my. I had a blue screen because I have a neon light that's green, but unfortunately, the reflection of the light of the blue makes everything disappear. So,
Yep.
Yeah, and Hawk still can't get rid of the echo.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is, but I don't know.
Oh,
I'm gonna get tapestry. I'm gonna put my tapestry back up there. I just haven't got around to it. And
Evolving technology.
Yeah. But yeah, even the reflection of the blue will actually kill the chroma key. I mean, it will make me invisible. So, but
See, I don't have that problem. I'm not that technically savvy. I don't give a shit. I just like the backdrop I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
I tried green screen. It didn't work. Actually, Laurie, I think I borrowed one of yours one of the first times we got on.
Yeah. I was like, get out of my house.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. The piano and the fireplace.
Yeah, I saw Bruce there. I'm like, what is Bruce doing in Laurie's living room?
It's like, find your own house.
No, I was crashing yours.
I was like, it's not. I'll have to explain to my husband. It's fine.
I would think you could find a back cave somewhere, Bruce. Yeah, there's probably.
I've got so many images of the Batcave. I could conceivably
yeah.
Just not there yet. I like my old studio with the black lights and all the fluorescent pictures and paintings on the wall. I like my old studio. But anyway, I digress. So, Laurie.
All right, well, that is pretty much what I had. To be honest, I did have a couple other segments that I was hoping to get to, but they were both cooking segments, and they both involved Hawk. And since Hawk isn't here, I don't want to step on his cooking segments.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save those for a future show.
Did you get a chance to test the rigs with him? Did he call you this week, Cosmic?
Has not yet. No.
I know
he's waiting for that new. He's waiting for that new headset to come in. Once the new headset comes in, we're gonna debug
Rock
this
and
thing
roll.
and we'll get it fixed. But I will let everybody know as a teaser for next week's show. Tomorrow, I am making a sauerbraten. And that's a big deal. That's a 5-day recipe. I'm going to start it tomorrow. We will eat it on Friday.
Yeah,
that sounds delicious.
And I will be so next week next Sunday's show we'll document the whole process, the whole 5-day process of making a sauerbraten. Like we used to at my old German restaurant.
Very cool. Very cool. So why don't we wind down and say goodnight to everybody? And thank you guys for being here.
Let me do one more thing before we bail out completely. Let me one more time remind everybody that tonight KMBR Val Kimber will be coming on about an hour and 20 minutes from now, 11 o'clock Eastern, on DLive, Val_Kimber, big 3-year show, rocking through the galaxy. You definitely do not want to miss this one. Val is a great guy. And a great friend, and probably one of the most loyal fans of this show. I think Val has been there since show number 1.
Even
So,
he jumped in. He jumped in our
the lost episode.
Yeah, he jumped
That's
into
the
our lost episode, our test episode. Yeah. We don't even have a recording of. So
that's amazing.
By all means, get out there, go over and Val_Kimber on D Live tonight.
You're listening to KMBR with your host, Val Kimber.
That's great. I love it.
And
That, by the way, is I was surprised when I heard it, but that's TL Spud doing the announcing there.
No shit. That's funny.
Yeah.
He's good.
I had no
He's
idea that was TL. He's good.
Yeah. He's got a base of knowledge that blows me away as far as music goes. I thought I knew my shit. Oh my God. He knows a lot about a lot of different things. He's very technically savvy.
That's why I like.
He's got an engineer's mind. He's always thinking and always working it.
That's why I like all you guys, because I think we all have a vast knowledge of many different things here.
Many different things.
And
different variety of things.
Indeed. And I do have 2 other quick shout outs before we end the show.
Please do.
Real quick. Happy birthday to Willie Fixit. Tomorrow is Willie Fixit's birthday.
Yeah.
Another one of our most loyal fans. In fact, we have a dial-up phone number here on the show that is literally called the Willie Fixit number because we got a dial-up number just so Willie could call in. And maybe next week we'll set up a Willie Fixit call in.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a while.
And Willie, I believe we did get the card out in time. Hopefully you got it. So yeah, and I saw you put big balls in the chat. He called me up the other day and was like, "Big balls." I was like, "Yeah, that's a great AC/DC song. What are you talking about?"
I saw that in the chat.
The other announcement that I don't want to let go, next week, Saturday the 22nd, on Pilled.net, Coffee Talk with Sandra, Foxhole Squares, and Alien Surfer Chick is going to be a contestant.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
tune in.
Nice.
Don't miss it.
I'm actually going to be a one of the boxes in
nice.
in March. Yeah, Zoso dude and I have already discussed it. I think
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
hooked
be
up with
on
Zoso
March.
yet on getting an
Yeah, I
appearance
think I'm
in
going to be
there
on
yet.
what
But
is next is the first Saturday in March, the 8th. Anybody know the first Saturday in March?
I don't know.
First Saturday in March is
first
the
Saturday
first.
is actually the 2nd.
First Saturday?
It is the first.
No, first Saturday would be the
First and
first.
then the
Yeah.
8th.
So I'm going to be on the second Saturday in
So the
March.
8th.
I'm going to be one of the squares on the 8th, and I understand that quite frankly, Frank
Awesome.
is going to be also one of the squares. So Frankie Val and I will be there, hanging out, having fun on
Cool.
Hollywood Square on
Repping
Foxhole
New
Square.
York. All right.
And Kitty's kind of nervous about this whole thing. She's not really sure what to expect, but
Tell her to just have fun with it.
yeah, that's what.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
Have you played any? Have you played her any of the original Hollywood Square videos?
No, I don't think so. Well, I
Play some for
remember.
her.
I remember
Play some for her
watching
so
them
she
when I
gets an
was a
idea.
kid. But
Right.
no, we watched
It's on
the one. But we watched the one that happened yesterday. She didn't get
Okay,
nervous
good.
until she watched an episode. So,
All right, she'll
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
Tell her
And-
she can watch the original Hollywood Squares, and she'll get a feel for it.
Indeed. And before we go, Laurie, tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm just going to wave real quick before my camera freaks the F out. I am just about everywhere. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, anywhere you can find people. TikTok, I have all the things. I have a YouTube channel that's Laurie Calcaterra 360. I'm on the Tuesday Morning Brew on the Madness Entertainment Group every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm on Any One World Showcase, which I host on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm on Killer Karen every other week. We're going to have one this Friday. and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come check out the Kickstarter, see if there's anything that grabs you. The most important time for indie creators is anytime we are running a campaign like this, because it's what guarantees we can continue to do cool stuff and make a good product, not recycled, rebooted, prequel garbage that you're getting from Hollywood these days. All the good stuff is in indie. Come check us out. Thank you for having me on the show. I just want to throw that in there.
Thank you for coming, Laurie, and thank you for putting up with us.
And
it was a blast.
Yeah, Bruce.
I got to
There's
bring
still
knives.
one more thing.
What?
Killer Karen on Friday nights.
I said that. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah,
Oh, I fuzzed out. I don't know.
and
I guess I did.
It's bi-weekly. She said
Yes.
it's every other week.
Every other week. But don't you stream every week so that there's replays?
On the off weeks on Friday, you can find the ID show on Madness Comic Network, and that is another excellent show. A little more modern, maybe not as boomer-oriented as some of the programming we might be interested in, but definitely a good show.
Ton of good shows on the Madness. Ton of good shows. Go check them out.
But
indeed.
And after the
All right, Bruce, you want to take us out?
Yeah,
I
guess
am
so.
going to end the show, by the way, on a slightly different outro. I'm not going to run the usual outro tonight. I am going to run an outro tonight that is something that I saw this week that kind of sums up our feelings going into next week. So with that in suspense,
great.
I'll let Bruce take us out.
Very good. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us here tonight on Cozy AF with 3BeerMen and our beer bird and our guest, Laurie Calcaterra from Madness Comic Network, from Kickstarter campaigns, from Path of the Pale Rider. Go out and check that Kickstarter campaign. It's out there in the links in the chats. Pops has been making sure it's in the YouTube chat. I think Cosmic Grandpa's been putting it in the build chats. Guys, check it out. It's an amazing book. You heard me if you're with us in the beginning when we first came on. I did mention that I was torn to bits. I literally cried for one of the characters in the first 15 pages of the book. It blew me away. I was like, oh my God. And that's why Laurie has the mug that she has. Hold that mug up one more time.
Let me show you guys. Hopefully it won't glitch out, but I drink the tears of my readers.
There you go. A little more.
Never hates me.
There you go.
No,
Excellent.
Yeah.
There you go. From turn to turn. There you go. Tears of my readers. There you go. All right.
It only gets
Thank
worse.
you, Laurie.
It only
Yeah,
gets
I
worse.
know.
Issue
I'll-
1
I'll-
is where we start with the giant undead bear, and it gets worse from there.
Yeah, like the first 20 pages in, and you're like, holy shit. And it just
Yeah.
So that's where it ended for me because that was the global. Tell them where they can find the digital version real quick.
Yeah, you can read issue 1 for free on Global Comics. You can also download future issues from there. I think it gives you like the first 4 or 5 pages for free. And then if you want to download them, you can pay. You can also just download them right from my website, which instead of paying Global Comics, you pay me. And that's actually better because then it helps me make more comics instead of getting 3 cents from Global Comics.
Very good. So what's the link for that one?
My website is just www.pathofthepalerider.com. All my books are there. If you are international, you can get our trade paperback and downloads from anyoneworld.com. So that's the letter N, the letter E, the number 1, world.com. And there's a whole collection, a Laurie Calcaterra collection. But that trade paperback is it's a graphic novel with the first 4 issues altogether. And those you can get with international shipping, not just download. So
very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you, Laurie. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Norm.
And Laurie, can you stay on afterwards so we can talk? I have.
Yes, for a short time. I do have to get my kids to bed, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. Very good.
Quick
All right,
shout
everybody.
out to our lucky lemon winners tonight: Bad Zoot, TL Spud, Peggy Dancer, JL17, Jayla 17, and Syllabore.
I just want to do one shout out to the D-Live crew. If anybody's seen Gloria Paddock, tell her I'm concerned. Is she okay? Haven't seen her in the chats in a long time, and I have her number. I'm going to give her a text tonight if it goes through, God willing. But Gloria Paddock, if you're out there, I've been missing you out there. So get a hold of me. I'm going to try and get a hold of you. In the meanwhile, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. God bless you all. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Hope you learned something from it, and I hope you go check out Laurie's comics because they're really fucking gruesome and dark humor and funny and intriguing, and just check it out. Go check it out. In the meanwhile, God bless you all. Peace out from Batman. Cosmic, it's all you, bro.
See you at Val Kimber's at 11 o'clock.
It's time for American justice, and we need cash now. Tell the Senate they need to procure cash now. It's time to release the Epstein list. We need cash now. Tell the Senate they need to procure cash now. They've turned the justice system against you and me. Cash will get the FBI in line, so we are free. Cash will get the FBI in line, so we are free. To root out the corruption, we need cash now. Tell the Senate they need to procure cash now. Need to procure cash now.